is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Good morning. Minister of National Security Wayne Munro hitting out at the UN report and the United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary Detention, warning on the practice of profiling, and 11 senior officers promoted. That's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Chester Robards, filling in another day for Dwight, Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. You know that it's there. It's the start of the end of the old way. Revolution. Wake up, it's a new day. 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 Wake up, wake up.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Tuesday, the 12th of December. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Chester Robards. This is my last day hosting for Dwight. He'll be back tomorrow. In a moment, DeQuesta Dean will be joining me. Also, later in the show, we have some special guests talking about some interesting and upcoming events. But first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while you were sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. And Minister of National Security Wayne Munro yesterday dismissed some concerns raised in a recent United Nations report on the Bahamas' detention practices, including claims of police brutality, as inaccurate, one-sided, and suggested that people should not believe the adverse claims of criminals over the police. Munro, a lawyer who represented many criminal defendants in his time, said, quote, "To be clear, the report is based, when one reads the preliminary report, on accounts from persons interviewed, and a lot of the persons interviewed are accused persons. If you go by that account, nobody in prison is guilty of anything. If you ask them, all of them will tell you that they didn't do it." He noted, quote, "The criminals will always want you to silence your watchdogs." The United Nations Working Group of Arbitrary Detention in its preliminary report raised significant concerns with almost every major facet of the detention processes in the Bahamas, ranging from allegations of police violence to obtain confessions to the inhumane conditions at the Department of Correctional Services. And that United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary Detention, which recently visited the Bahamas, said it is concerned about the use of profiling and other discriminatory practices used by officials in migration control activities. The group visited the Bahamas from November 27th to December 9th, inspected 10 government detention facilities, and spoke with over 130 detainees In its preliminary report, which was released on Friday, the group commended officials at the Carmichael Road Detention Center for several improvements made over the year, but said more needs to be done to ensure that detainees have access to interpreters and legal representation. It also raised the issue of profiling of people of Haitian descent. At the detention center, the working group met several undocumented migrants of Haitian descent who were facing deportation, some who had been arrested during raids, it said. And Commissioner of Police Clayton Fernando yesterday announced sweeping changes to the senior executive leadership team of the Royal Bahamas Police Force after 7 senior officers either retired or began pre-retirement leave. The 7 officers included Deputy Commissioner Loretta Mackey and Assistant Commissioner of Police Ashton Greenslade, Theophilus Cunningham, Ken Strawn, Craig Stubbs, Bernard K. Bonamy Jr., and Delarice Ferguson. And the Office of the Attorney General has released a number of bills intended to reform the country's intellectual property regime, along with them new laws to protect new plant varieties. The Protection of New Plant Varieties Bill 2023 seeks to, among other things, define new varieties of plants in the Bahamas and establish new rights for plant breeders in respect of plant varieties of certain genera or species where the variety is new, distinct, uniform, stable, and given a variety of denominations. Let's have a look at international news. Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky will arrive on Capitol Hill to a darker mood than when he swooped in last winter for a hero's welcome, as the Russian invasion is grinding into a third year and U.S. funding hangs in the balance. Zelensky's visit Tuesday comes as President Biden's request for an additional $110 billion U.S. aid package for Ukraine, Israel, and other national security needs is at serious risk of collapse in Congress. Republicans are insisting on strict U.S.-Mexico border security changes that Democrats decry as draconian in exchange for the overseas aid. It's maddening, says Senator Chris Coons, a Democrat out of Delaware, a close ally of Biden, of the stalemate. A very bad message to the world and to the Ukrainian people. The White House said the time was right for Zelensky's trip to Washington as Biden pushes lawmakers to approve the aid package before the year-end holidays. But the mood turned grim at the Capitol on the eve of his arrival. And Israeli forces carried out strikes across Gaza overnight and into Tuesday as they pressed ahead with an offensive that officials say could go on for weeks or months. even as global calls for ceasefire left both Israel and its main ally, the United States, increasingly isolated. The war ignited by Hamas' October 7th attack into southern Israel has already brought unprecedented death and destruction to the impoverished coastal enclave, with much of northern Gaza obliterated, more than 18,000 Palestinians killed, and over 80% of the population of 2.3 million pushed from their homes. The healthcare system and humanitarian aid operations have collapsed in large parts of the besieged enclave, and aid workers have warned of starvation and the spread of disease among displaced people in overcrowded shelters and tent camps. Strikes overnight into Tuesday in southern Gaza, in an area where civilians have been told to seek shelter, killed at least 23 people, including 7 children and 6 women, according to hospital records, and an Associated Press reporter who saw the bodies arrive at a hospital. Let's turn our attention to sports now. And the Caribbean Gas Panthers remain undefeated in the 2023-2024 New Providence Volleyball Association season, taking down the Lady Spikers in 5 sets at the D.W. Davis Gymnasium on Sunday. The two-time defending champions Panthers improved to a 7-0 win-loss record on the season, winning 20-25, 25-16, 25-17, 17-25, and 15-13. The Panthers have lost just 4 sets on the season, 2 of the 4 on Sunday. The match that lasted a little under 2 hours was close throughout as both teams struggled to take control and put the other away. The Panthers won 102 total points compared to 96 for the Lady Spikers. The Lady Spikers go into the Christmas break with a 6-2 record, losing both of their games to the defending champions, Panthers. And the first Bahamian Interscholastic Equestrian League show of the 2023-2024 season was a hotly contested affair. Spectators at the Mariposa stables were kept on the edge of their seats as it came down to the very last round of the day to determine the final placing, with just 6 points separating the first and fourth place teams. In the end, Mariposa Monarchs finished in first place with a score of 40 points overall, just edging out the Camperdown Equestrian Center Blue Marlins, who finished with 39 points. The Mariposa Gold Drops finished in third place with 38 points, meaning just 2 points separated the top 3 teams. The Camperdown Equestrian Center Sand Dollars finished fourth with 35 points. And the Boxing Federation of the Bahamas held its first ever Thanksgiving boxing tournament from November 22nd to the 27th at the YMCA Gymnasium in Freeport, Grand Bahama. The Grand Bahama Boxing Association was the host association. The all-out boxing team represented Grand Bahama. The Aftershock Boxing Club came from New Providence and Long Island, and the Cayman Islands were also represented. In the first bout of the competition in the 11-under category, Jamal Small defeated Luthenio McPhee Jr. as the referee stopped the contest in the second round. Both fighters are from Grand Bahama. Cordero Henfield lost to Israel Clark on points, and in 13-and-under match, both athletes hail from Grand Bahama. Alex Lopez from the Cayman Islands defeated Jason Bethel from Grand Bahama as the referee stopped the contest in the second round. They fought at the 156-pound class. Also on opening night, Tyrone Humes, New Providence, defeated Julian Waldron from Grand Bahama in a super heavyweight fight. The referee stopped the contest in the first round. Jiraiya Francois, Grand Bahama, defeated Lionel Pindar on points in the youth category, 147 pounds. And Michael Philistine lost to Keanu Green in the youth category, 180 pounds. as the referee stopped the contest in the second round. Both fighters are from Grand Bahama. You can read more about that in the sports section of the Nassau Guardian. In international sports, a Turkey match turned violent after a club president punched a referee at a top-flight match. The Turkish Football Federation has suspended all its league games in the country after the club president punched the referee in the face at the end of a top-flight match. MKE Ankaragaku President Faruk Koka attacked referee Halil Umut Malir on the pitch late Monday after the final whistle following a 1-1 draw in a Super League game against Keko Rezpor. The referee who fell to the ground was also kicked in a melee that occurred after fans also invaded the pitch after Rezpor scored a last-minute equalizer. The Federation announced it suspended all league games indefinitely after an emergency meeting held to discuss the violence. And Tyreek Hill sat out a big portion of Miami's 28-27 loss to the Tennessee Titans Monday night after he landed awkwardly on his ankle while being tackled in the first quarter. The star Dolphins receiver returned late in the third quarter as fans chanted MVP, but was in and out of the game from there and finished with 61 yards receiving. Hill entered the game as the NFL's leader in receiving yards with 1,481 and was on pace for the first 2,000 yard receiving season in league history. Hill said after the game that he was in a lot of pain and could not cut and change directions like he normally would. That's your look at sports, and you look at the overnight. Your first look at weather is up next. And look at weather currently in Nassau, New Province. It's around 76 degrees. There are light rain showers. Rain could subside somewhere around 7:15, but later on in the day, there is about a 51% chance of rain in the afternoon and a 41% chance of rain in the evening. Your overnight temperature somewhere around 74 degrees later. Hopefully we'll have an extended forecast for you later on in this hour. Met Department. When we come back, we're discussing some of the day's top stories. That's when Morning Blend continues here on Guardian Radio 96.9, home of fresh news and smart talk all day.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Get ready to jingle all the way to Christmas with Fidelity's festive giveaway with over $10,000 in cash and prizes up for grabs. Apply for a loan or open an ASU savings account for a chance to win big. Visit any of our branches for more details. Terms and conditions apply.
Cashmas time, here we go. Mercy's doing it big this year. Cashmas time with extra chair. 12 days of merry winnings from your friends at Island Game. Friends we trust, hey we know. Cashmas time, here we go. Prizes and lots of dough. This Christmas, come catch a lick with 20 on your account. Quick, quick, quick. And you can win some awesome stuff at Percy's Island Game.
Colombian Emeralds is celebrating you this season with our Customer Appreciation Event on December 15th and 16th. Enjoy 10% off all jewelry, 50 plus 10% off diamonds, 50 plus 15% off gemstones and gold, and 60% plus 10% off all clearance items. So visit our Rawson Square, Marina Village, Royal Tower, or Port Lucaya, Freeport, Grand Bahama stores to participate in our Customer Appreciation Event on December 15th and 16th. You do not want to miss it.
Ready to save? You can put $100 into the CFAL Savings Express Plan and make sure your money keeps growing. Earn interest on your savings while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit CFAL.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
Unlock dream deals this Black Friday at Alive with up to 55% off select Ring devices. Instantly upgrade your home security with 24/7 remote monitoring, motion detection, and instant alerts. Want full protection? Save even more by bundling your devices. From the front door to the backyard, secure your home with products like our Video Doorbell 4 and floodlight cameras. Shop online at BeAlive.com or at select Alive stores in Nassau and now available in Grand Bahama, Abaco, Eleuthera, and Exuma. Alive, believe in best.
Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts. With the new JetBlue CIBC First Caribbean credit card, you're cleared for takeoff to a world of incredible benefits and perks. Use your card and earn up to 2 times True Blue points on everyday purchases. Get your first check back free and travel to your next vacation faster. Apply for the JetBlue CIBC First Caribbean credit card today at CIBCFCIB.com/JetBlue.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. You know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on www.guardiantalkradio.com and the Guardian Radio app for your smart devices. And on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 or BTC Flow Channel 612. Or on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm Chester Robards, filling in for Dwight for one last day. And joining me now, Duquesta Dean. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
I'm great, thank you.
It's good to be with you another day.
Yes, it is. Nice to be back in studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice rainy day.
Yes.
So far.
So far. And you can join our conversation today. Be sure to like our Facebook page, facebook.com/morningblend969. Leave your comments and read what other people are saying about topics on the show. You can email us at morningblend@nascar.com. You can text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC. Text us at 422-GR96. That's 422-4796. Standard text rates do apply. You can call us. I always like to hear your voice. 323-6232. 325-4316, 325-4259. And you can call us toll-free from the Family Islands, 242-300-5720. Also coming up this morning, more weather and traffic. And we'll have business news coming up in Morning Blend Business at 9 o'clock. But first, it's time to talk about what's in the news. And in the news, the Minister of National Security, Wayne Munro, hitting out at the UN report that gave a pretty scathing review of some of the processes of the judicial system, the police force, the prison system, the detention center, and so he didn't kind of go through everything during this press conference yesterday. I think this was the same press conference that was a part of the police promotions. So the media must have asked him a question, or he decided to speak out. But he's basically saying, the UN report. The UN team interviewed some inmates, and he's basically saying they criminals. Why are you listening to them?
They criminals. Why are you defending them? I really couldn't say that on air, right?
Well,
but I mean, all of us out here know that there have been some improvements made at the facilities that house criminals and illegal immigrants. And at the same time, we are also aware that there are some human rights that could be improved at those facilities as well.
Yeah.
Like what stands out to me is he says that a lot of the interviews were by accused persons. I mean, like that's who the detention center and the prisons will be holding. So it will be from their viewpoint, obviously.
Yeah.
And maybe I wonder if they did take the opportunity to speak to any of the staff members at those facilities as well to get, more well-rounded.
Well, they are. This was just a preliminary report, so there may be those things in there. Monroe, he does say the group which recently visited the Bahamas spoke to a wide range of individuals, including people in prison. Monroe said, quote, "We take the UN report seriously. We are looking at it. We await the final report. But the one thing I would advise the public against, if you have to choose who you believe, you do yourself a disservice if you choose to believe an adverse report against the very person who you will call when somebody is at your door. Who you will call when you hear gunshots in the night. Who you will call when you feel threatened. So when you decide whose account to believe, I just want you to take into account that the prisoner, the criminal, would always like you to silence your watchdog." Interesting comment there.
Extremely interesting.
So don't criticize the police because you have to call them. But wouldn't they serve and protect and defend even if I'm critical of them?
They should. That's key. They should.
But that's not the society we live in. Is that what the suggestion is?
I am a little confused by what he's saying, actually, because, like you have local people who would speak to some improper behavior by those in authority.
Yeah.
And so we should have the right, or people should have the right to say, improve, or this isn't right, or call out for justice.
Yeah.
So it seems a little, shady to say, don't trust what other people say. And on the flip side of that is you trust what you see sometimes because you're also privy to abuse of power and those sorts of stuff.
Right.
So, yeah, it's confusing.
And you say don't trust what criminals are saying, even if they are speaking about their experience in the prison. They talk to people on remand who are not yet convicted.
Yeah.
Are they also criminals and lying?
According to him, he said they are accused.
So, my thing is, again, I think we said this yesterday. Oh, no, I didn't say this yesterday, but I said this to my father-in-law, that we get too defensive in this country. I don't know if it's in the culture, but it's immediately we on the defense instead of, again, I probably, if I was Wayne Monroe yesterday and I got the question, what did you think about the preliminary report? I would say, we're looking at it. We're going to wait for the final report to give our account inside of it. Like, I wouldn't have answered.
Agree.
When I say wouldn't have answered, that was an answer.
Right.
But before, and now we have to have this conversation about what are you saying? Like, you're saying we shouldn't criticize the police if criminals who are convicted say that something happened, we shouldn't believe them because they're criminals.
Or the other side of that could be don't believe in international body, people that are outside of your country versus people that are that are citizens and that live with you. And so why do we need people to come in to tell us things that we already know?
Yeah, right.
Right.
That we have firsthand accounts of in some instances.
Right.
The people who we call, when we hear gunshots and serve to protect, are fallible individuals. Like I began to say yesterday, and again, like I said many times on this show, I was locked up overnight once for talking, for telling the officer, I said, you could have spoken a little nicer to this person. And he's like, what'd you say?
Right.
You better stop talking or you can get locked up. I said, you can't lock me up for talking.
And he did.
Right after that. Right after that.
Wow. Yeah.
Right after that. Just because he didn't like what I was saying to him. Didn't like what I was saying to him. I have an hard mouth.
Which is not a reason to be.
Yeah. So you need to take the time up to it. You could be doing something progressive to go lock me up.
Yeah.
And yes, these are the people that we have to call.
In reality, it's a hard job. And a lot of jobs are hard jobs, right? So you have police officers and, they should also want to have procedures and policies that protect them as officers as well in the way that they interact and treat other people, and perhaps ongoing support with frustration, because you can get frustrated, but what support are you getting?
I'm absolutely sympathetic to that. But again, like we spoke about with the Defense Force and the Commodore saying, people may not be signing up for the Defense Force because they might have to go to Haiti in a peacekeeping mission or whatever they do. Well, that's what you signed up for.
Right.
Apparently it's on the second page or something. You may be deployed somewhere.
Right.
That is the nature of the job.
Right.
In the police officer's line of work, you're going to meet people who are trying to defend themselves, who disagree with maybe the way you're speaking to them.
Agree.
You're going to be possibly shot at.
Yeah.
You're going to have to fight somebody at some point, maybe. You're going to have to deal with a vagrant on the street who might smell bad. You can't get frustrated at every person in your job, in your line
You
of
can
duty
get
while you're doing it.
frustrated, but you have to know how to deal with that frustration.
Well,
I think
it.
that's what
Yeah,
you
that's what
you
I'm
have to
saying.
learn.
I mean, you're going to get frustrated.
Right. So, like, what are the resources that they have available to help them to manage their stress, to manage the overflow? No excuses at all for inappropriate actions or anything like that. Just what support do you need, and are you getting that support?
Right.
Right. And we're resistant to change.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the
Listen,
thing.
we understand that policing is a double-edged sword.
Yeah. But you sign up for the job, you know what the job is, and so you have to execute it. I got you, Chester.
Yeah. But I'm just very confused why the Minister of National Security would say, put it in those terms.
Deflection.
Why would you choose? Be careful not to choose the criminal when you're listening to stories, and choose the person who got to come.
Right.
But what if I don't? They're not coming? I mean, that's the way it feels. Anyway, we got a call coming in. Let's see what this caller has to say. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Good morning, Chester. Good morning, young lady. How y'all doing? Good morning, Bahamas.
Good, how you doing?
First of all, I want to just give thanks and praise to the Most High for allowing to see me another year.
Yes, sir.
I'm 21 years old. No, I'm 60, man. But I always tell people
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I always tell people I'm 21 because you turn the 12 around to be 21. So I'm forever 21.
All right.
Hey, check it. Being a police officer, with all due respect, it's not an easy job because, you got criminals nowadays. It seems like they don't fear the police, and they are better armed than police. But you have to, like I say, you sign up for that job. When I was in the military, I did 4 years at MP on base, and you got some of those soldiers and airmen and some on bases, they just as worse than people in the civilian life. But, police officers sometimes, they got to use their discretion sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, the public doesn't have to be nice to you, but you have to be nice too. And the point of this, these top brass or some of these good police know they have bad police officers and they don't speak up. And that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? You got to, there's bad profession in every profession. There's bad people in every profession. So if the good cops don't speak up, sometimes they get a slap on the wrist and they get away. They feel like they above the law.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's what. But being a police officer is not an easy job. But like I say, that's what you sign up for.
Mm-hmm.
Police officers, firefighters, defense force.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna find crazy people out there. But you have the right to protect yourself. But that's what you sign up for. And with that urine report, man, said before they put that part, they should speak to the staff and everybody, I don't think, man, I don't trust the UN, man. The UN, they are a left-wing organization. I think Democratic government need to get away from that UN and form their own alliance because they are corrupt. Trust me.
Thank
They
you.
don't kill. Y'all have a good day, man.
You have a
You
good day as
too.
well.
Thank you.
Let's take this other call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend. Good morning, caller. You there? No? I think any organization you put together on this earth is going to have some problems associated with it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So the UN, the UN group talks about warning on the practice of profiling, saying that they raised the issue of profiling people of Haitian descent. Now this, on the UN group side, I don't get. So if you don't profile, as they say, how do you find the people that fit a certain profile that you might need to question, pick up, talk to? maybe somebody could. I don't know if they made the suggestion on what to do if you're not profiling.
No.
But they said the working group received information about the challenges faced by the persons of Haitian descent to obtain documents and to acquire Bahamian citizenship. This increases their risk of detention, deportation, and statelessness.
Right. That's
I
when
don't know that they're all stateless.
they have no citizenship.
The delegation interviewed several individuals of Haitian descent facing deportation for overstaying after being stopped on the street and arrested. The working group is concerned about the use of profiling and other potential discriminatory practices in migration control activities based on how certain ethnic groups or nationalities are targeted for enforcement action, which increases their vulnerability to detention.
What?
What?
That was my exact question just now to you, Chester. What? How
Someone,
do you enforce the law?
right. Someone unpack that for me. 'cause
Yes.
I don't understand.
Yes. Please, someone call and unpack that.
Don't even look at nobody. Eeny, meeny, miny, mow down the road until you find the people who are overstaying or committing criminal acts. How about that? No profiling.
Yeah.
How do you find?
How do you protect your?
You know, a police sketch is a profile of somebody.
Yeah.
How do you find the person if you don't profile?
You have to profile.
Now there are ways that you can abuse profiling.
Maybe that's what they meant to say.
I don't know.
Maybe that's what they meant
It sounds
to
like
say.
they're saying stop picking people up.
But why? I mean, like, shouldn't it be relevant to all and not just one nationality? Like, shouldn't it be profiling against anyone that may overstay versus just one category of or one nationality of people?
Yeah.
Or I guess they're saying that they're targeted more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess so. I mean, maybe.
Maybe that's what you're saying.
Maybe maybe they profile other people too, because you got Cubans locked
Yeah.
up and other types of people.
Yeah.
I get profiled, you know.
They lock you up?
They lock me up. But they be trying to think I'm a tourist.
That's what you get for being light skinned and having what green eye? What color eyes are?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay then.
But we all, as human beings, do some type of profile.
Yeah.
You're telling someone to stop using their human nature to do something. I mean, I would look at somebody and go, the person looks like a Mexican. That's just the way we operate as human beings. Whether or not they are from a Mexican heritage or descent, you know, it remains to be seen if you talk to them.
A person looks like.
But you initially profile someone.
Yeah. Even like he looks like a nice person or she looks like a nice person as a profile.
Exactly.
Right?
Even what their demeanor might be like.
Yeah.
You know, whether you'd approach them or not.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got calls coming in. Let's take this call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Good morning, Chester.
Good morning.
And good morning, Duquesa.
Good morning. I love that you pronounce my name so well.
Ain't nothing wrong with sitting down and listening to somebody who come from across the bar, you know.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's true.
But in reality, we don't have to act on the things that they say when we know what we're doing. And besides, these fellas would have come across the bar for 1 day or 2 days. Their prisoners probably live in the Ritz-Carlton. So that's why they can say what they can say about us over here third world.
Comparatively speaking.
Yeah, compared.
Comparatively
to our
speaking,
prison,
yeah.
probably.
I can barely hear y'all. I don't know if y'all turn down low.
Oh, I don't know. But go ahead.
But yeah, where they come from, their prisoners live in the Ritz-Carlton and just go to college in there and do all kind of things. But the one thing I noticed they don't never do, they come and tell us how to do this and tell us how to do that, and they don't ever bring no money. You know what I mean? They don't never ever bring no money. That's the problem that get me. You want me to stop profiling and doing this and shipping people back? That'll bring a couple of dollars. Come help me out. You know what I mean? And the problem with me and Monroe, them, these fellas been to college, you know, not me. I could think my way out of paper bag better than the things that they be saying. Because what has happened in this country is that in prison, the treatment of the prisoners is of paramount importance. They don't understand that. In the hospital, the treatment of the patients is of paramount importance. On the police force, the treatment of your citizens is of paramount importance. But no, they have turned it around. It's the treatment of the police, the nurses, and the doctors, and the prison officers is of paramount importance. That's why Wayne Monroe could say them stupid things what he say, but don't listen to no criminal, don't listen to no nothing. I don't understand how they open their mouth and say them kind of things. It's supposed to be KC and QC and all kind of C. But anyway, thanks for taking my call.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's take this next call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Good morning. Good morning, my brother.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Justin.
Yes, sir.
The previous caller said something very spot on, what I was going to also ask a question. You know, we have these persons coming into this country, and I would like to personally know what is their atrocities in their country that they can come into this country, give their analysis of our country, but we don't know what atrocities they're carrying out in their countries. I mean, where's the comparisons? They're asking us to change some of the laws or the rights that we have here. Well, when I say they are asking us, apparently the recommendations that they're making is along those lines. I mean, who on our side is also being able to see what's going on in their countries to see whether they're carrying out the same requirements that they're asking us to carry out. You know, I think it comes a time where yes, our prison systems and our police systems should be in check and balance. However, I mean, you know, when are we going to basically? I don't think we really need outside help per se to correct some of the things, because we as Bahamians been talking about these things for quite some time, and nothing has truly been rectified per se as it pertains to some of the things that could be better. I'll close on this one point. We cannot dismiss the information that the inmates are given, because the information that they give perhaps can help to improve some of the conditions that they're faced in there. I mean, one who feels it knows it. But on the flip side, we cannot just allow someone just to come and blanket give a statement on what they perceive is something that is not right. And we don't have our officials coming out truthfully and honestly and speak to it, so we can have an overall understanding of what is right, what is wrong, what needs correction, and where do we need to really bring about some new stuff in order to make a lot of our systems better. So just a point of observation, okay? And lastly, the UN, many people don't trust them. Okay, that's my closing point. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So just to give you an idea, after a quick search, the UN Working Group on Arbitrary Detention has, so this is as far back as 2014. I guess they move around. So there's a list of places they've been. Most recently, Mongolia, Botswana, the Maldives, Greece, Qatar, Bhutan, Hungary, Sri Lanka, Argentina, the United States of America, Azerbaijan, Malta, Germany. And they have a report, a 23-page report on the U.S. itself, on their institutional legal framework, judicial guarantees, human rights obligations, deprivation of liberty on the context of immigration. So if you want to catch up with what they're saying about the U.S.
and other places.
And the UN is an international body,
Yeah.
so it's not just where they come from. There's a
Right.
body of people from all over the place going to other places.
Right.
So yeah, it's not, they're not just coming to, maybe you think third world countries and trying to tell us what to do. I guess they're trying to, maybe you're going to say they're trying to look impartial by popping into these other places. Anyway, let's take this call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Plan.
Quality day to the stock in the West, along with you and D-Corsa.
Brayman, haven't heard from you in a while. Well,
I'm right on, listens to you.
okay, good to hear your voice.
I listen to you. What am I going to say? Okay, we need justice, law and order in this country here, Chester.
Yes, sir.
But, Chester, somebody got to give an account for the negativities that happens into this country. You see?
Yep.
It's obvious that things not right around here. If you drive around, especially in these neighborhoods, you will find things so immature. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, nobody looking into it. So that's an authority. They don't care. They ain't checking. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, some of our people, behaving people, they so globalicious. The thing is, if they're having something, those are politicians in the park, something for them to eat, all of them going to run there. And the thing is, what's going to be? Hot dogs? Come on, man. Be better than that. Lift this country.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want to lift the country, lift the people, the Bahamian people.
Yeah.
And all of those people that comes in this country, nobody checking. As soon as somebody looking in there, they're talking about it, they don't want to hear it. Why you allow those people to be circulating in the public?
Mm-hmm.
It could cause a problem.
Yep.
Somebody got to do something with this country, because we're going downhill.
Yep.
You say?
Yep.
We're getting nastier. We don't respect each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And, man, there's a list of things I can mention.
Yeah.
But we got to do better.
Yeah.
We have a beautiful country,
Yeah.
but, boy, it needs to run properly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Raymond.
too.
Good to hear you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me read some of these text messages before we go. Tell Monroe our criminals come from the same place our police come from, the Bahamian Society. What is Monroe saying about the Bahamian Society? Okay. The UN like to pass judgment and criticize, but never give money to help solve the problem. Just don't believe any report until you interview both sides. I must interview the UN too? To have them tell me what. Okay. So this person says that's not what they mean by profiling. They specifically said based on Haitian descent. I have seen immigration slam brakes on their bus to jump out and demand an old man with groceries show them identification because he's walking on Cowpen Road and had a Haitian fashion about him. When I go walking, I don't have no ID on me, but I don't walk in areas where immigration goes patrolling. That's what they're talking about. Well, that's what I'm talking about. So they started with that's not what they mean by profiling. They specifically said based on Haitian descent. Well, you have to profile somebody to even start to guess if they're of Haitian descent. You profile their clothes, like you said.
Yeah, she said the Texas said it. He looked like.
They looked like.
Right. That's his profiling.
That's profiling.
But we got you.
They said also Bahamians are so defensive. Everyone complaining about how dare they, but no one saying, although yes, the UN is right. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of the times we will get so caught up in defending ourselves that we don't see the merits of some of the things that they're saying.
I mean, in reality, the people that are leaders are people, and many of us don't like to hold the mirror up to ourselves either, right? Yeah. So we deflect and we defend instead of looking inside and making decisions that are in the best interest of ourselves or of the country. So if someone comes to attack you and you've not had the proper training to say, okay, what can I take away from this? What can I use? And what do I need to discard instead of getting defensive and taking it so personal? And these are the things that we have happening. Like, don't listen to that one. Don't do that.
Yeah. This person says, Chester, the use of skin color or accent to identify someone for scrutiny by police is profiling referred to by the UN.
Yeah.
The police are not stopping every person with an American accent to see if they're legal or not. The discrimination based on accent or appearance is wrong. It will result in a higher proportion of those persons being harassed. The police are less likely to scrutinize white persons or persons with American or European accents. Some of those people may be unlawful also. So profiling that white foreigners are lawful is discriminatory. Profiling against black foreigners with Haitian, Jamaican, Spanish accents is discriminatory? Is the government saying that white foreigners are allowed and black foreigners are not? No. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Discrimination is one thing.
Correct.
And yes, they probably do discriminate. But if they were being fair, they would still have to profile.
Correct. Profile
That's
to
the point.
discriminate.
Right. They would have to profile
to discriminate.
So,
but the point is valid.
yeah, the point it makes sense.
Yeah.
We are discriminatory.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But again, how do you pick out a person or a group of people if you don't profile? That's so the use of profiling is necessary. I can't even think of another way to begin to decide if this is the person you need to talk to without profiling.
No,
them.
you have to profile them. You have to profile
So I'm
them.
not sure what the UN report said.
I'm more inclined to think that the discriminatory practice towards the darker
Is the
hue
problem.
is really what the issue is. I think
Yeah.
that's a part of it. And secondly, I wonder how many of us, and I say us, have been brainwashed or influenced to have a certain dislike for our Haitian neighbors,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because it may not even be something that has bothered us personally,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
through conditioning,
Yeah.
there may be this, this bias. So that's
There is a bias.
interesting.
There is
Yeah,
a bias.
there's
There is a bias. I have some good Haitian friends in Miami, and you know what people will say? Oh, they different, but they're not.
Right.
They're Haitian.
Yeah.
The people who come here are from different circumstances.
Yeah.
They're still Haitian. You know.
Survival is
yeah.
That's hard. Survive when
Yeah,
you're
absolutely
stuck in survival.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, we profile our own people.
Yeah.
Based on class.
And we get profiled when we travel too. Like when we go to the U.S., we're profiled as Bahamians, and I think to some degree there is some discrimination as well.
Yeah.
So it happens.
We profile our own people based on look. So, all right, let's take this break so we can try to get back and wrap up this hour, and we'll be right back.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be with God as our Father. Brothers all are we. Let me walk.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Up to $5,000 Christmas cash.
It's a Christmas wish for all of you. Get a no-fee loan from RBC. It's true.
Learn more at rbc.com/Caribbean/Christmas cash. Subject to normal lending criteria. Conditions apply.
And this segment of Morning Blend is brought to you by RBC. Get a no-fee RBC loan plus 5 chances to win up to $5,000. Here's your first look at what's going on in traffic. It's been a pretty drizzly morning. And you know how we go with drizzling. The traffic on Sir Milo Butler Highway, spotty in some areas, but getting pretty thick. Some of the traffic is extending past the roundabout there at Fire Trail Road. And the traffic on Fire Trail Road is building up. It seems like there's this line of traffic on both sides. Some of the traffic going slower on the westbound lane. Maybe somebody can text in and let us know if that trench is still there or if it's been covered up. On Gladstone Road, traffic is moving there until you get almost to the bottom of the hill by the roundabout at JFK Drive, and you're going to get some congestion right there. Traffic is building up in the eastbound lane on John F. Kennedy Drive just at the intersection of Bahama Boulevard, and in the westbound lane, traffic has built up. So you want to avoid that area maybe if you can. We got some slow-moving traffic after the roundabout in the eastbound lane, just after the Saunders Beach roundabout. Not sure what's happening there. On the Eastern Road, traffic not too bad before Fox Hill Road when you're heading west. Someone texting in saying traffic on Gladstone Road is pretty good right now. Yep, I can see that. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And traffic kind of tight if you're heading west after Fox Hill Road, but it loosens up just before Village Road. And on Blue Hill Road, traffic pretty thick on the hill all the way down to Soldier Road. And thank you, someone texting in saying the trench on Fire Trail Road has been covered up, so that's not a problem this morning, I hope. Thank you to those people who listened and warned us about it yesterday. Traffic on Blue Hill Road at the intersection of Carmichael Road, flowing into Blue Hill, but slowing down just before Soldier Road. Everywhere else looks like it's moving. If you do have any sticky spots that you want to let us know about, feel free to text us 422-GR96 and let us know. This segment brought to you by RBC. Learn more at rbc.com/Caribbean/Christmas cash. And it's time for your look at weather. Brought to you by Easy Car Sales. Feel the power of the electric revolution. Swing by Easy Car Sales for a test drive in an electric vehicle. It's a ride you won't forget. Visit easy242.com and see where an electric future can take you. And your general situation, a stall front across the central Bahamas is expected to retreat towards the northwest Bahamas later today and increase shower chances. Meanwhile, strong high pressure building north of the front will support fresh to locally strong winds. Small craft operators should not venture far from port, and beachgoers are advised to remain on shore due to high seas, rough surf, and dangerous rip currents. There is the potential for waterspout activity, mainly in the vicinity of the front. For the northwest Bahamas, weather variably cloudy and breezy to windy with isolated showers and a chance of a stray thunderstorm through tonight. Small craft advisory is in effect. Winds northeasterly at 15 to 25 knots with higher gusts. Seas 3 to 5 feet near shore, building up to 8 feet offshore and along Atlantic exposures. For the central and southeast Bahamas, weather widespread cloudiness and breezy with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. A small craft caution is in effect. Winds northeast to east at 15 to 20 knots. Seas 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. Your high temperature today, 81 degrees Fahrenheit, 27 degrees Celsius. Your low temperature tonight, 72 degrees Fahrenheit, 22 degrees Celsius. We'll have your extended forecast for the next 2 days in the 8 o'clock hour.
Take some advice from your Aunt Angie. If you're going to invest in an exotic pet, choose anything but a Norwegian forest cat. Apparently, they will eat all your jewelry. Before you know it, you're racing to the vet when your cat escapes from his carrier and lunges for your earrings. You crash and your cat swallows your pearls. But if you're smart, you'll have CG Motor Insurance and get the best comprehensive coverage for the price.
Get the best comprehensive coverage for the price. CG Atlantic Insurance Agents and Brokers. Good like that.
All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
The Water and Sewage Corporation celebrates you this holiday season. Make your bills merrier and brighter with our exciting holiday promotion. Pay your bill in full between December 1st and 15th, 2023, and you'll automatically be entered for a chance to win amazing prizes. Simply visit any Water and Sewage Corporation location or our social media pages to find out more about the promotion and how you can participate. This holiday season, let us make your bills merrier and brighter. Happy holidays from the Water and Sewage Corporation.
Doctors Hospital has reimagined primary care. We have invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. We understand that your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnoses and true personalized treatment begins. With locations across New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Exuma, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshosp.com.
It's $1 million Christmas and Everybody Wins is hooking you up. From December 1st to December 29th, you can win cash giveaways. Get into the cash vault, spin and win, and take advantage of other random raffle drawers. Prizes like mortgage payments, rent payments, utility bills cleared, cold cash, and more. To enter, you must sign up and get a verified account and simply spend $20 or more and you're in. To be eligible, you must be 18 and over. It's $1 million Christmas with Everybody Wins. Terms and conditions apply.
The National Insurance Board encourages all employers and self-employed persons to stay ahead of the 2024 rush by scheduling a meeting with your inspector today. A one-on-one appointment with your inspector ensures that your account is up to date and compliant, making it a hassle-free process when applying for your tax compliance certificates and business license renewals with the Department of Inland Revenue. Stay ahead, avoid delays. Keep your business thriving. Contact your inspector now. Your success is our priority.
Enjoy the magic of Christmas at Nassau Cruise Port all December long. Visit Santa and his helpers at Santa's workshop for holiday photos. Enjoy Christmas caroling, wreath decorating, mixology classes, and movie marathons. And of course, come for the great concerts and holiday shopping. Nassau Cruise Port is your ultimate destination for Christmas fun. Visit NassauCruisePort.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram for details. Nassau Cruise Port, the place to be.
What would you do with extra cash? Plan a trip.
Overhaul my wardrobe.
With CIBC First Caribbean, you can get comfy with savings on your mortgage cost. Buy or build your home or switch your mortgage to us and get up to US $1,000 off the loan application fee. Up to US $2,000 off home insurance. With up to US $10,000 towards switching costs, your pockets will be comfy too. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/get comfy for more information. Conditions apply.
There's a new electric vehicle in town. The Jack brand of SUVs, trucks, sedans, and commercial vans available only at Easy Car Sales, home of the fully electric vehicle. For a powerful, smooth ride at a fraction of the cost to drive, leave the pump behind and hit the road with Jack. Visit easy242.com to see our brand new Jack models and drop into Easy Car Sales for a test drive. It'll have you singing. Hit the road with Jack, and don't you pump gas no more. Power on the holidays this Christmas with Custom Computers. We have everything that everyone wants to see under the tree. Laptops, iPads, AirPods, Apple Watches, Bluetooth speakers, and more. Find gifts for every reason this Christmas season at Custom Computers. Visit us on Patton Street in Palmdale opposite Liquid Courage or in Caves Village through the Blake Road entrance. The best Christmas has to offer is right here at your one-stop shop, Custom Computers.
My granny always said prevention is better than cure. I remember this every time I think of ransomware and my business. Ransomware is a form of malware that provides criminals with the ability to lock a computer from a remote location and then display a pop-up window informing the user that it will not be unlocked until a sum of money is paid. Don't be held at ransom. Have effective and updated internet security software and firewall running before going online. Never reply to or click on links in spam emails from companies or individuals you do not know. Remember, when it comes to ransomware, prevention is better than cure. Stop ransomware. Visit getsafeonline.bs to find out more.
Colombian Emeralds is celebrating you this season with our Customer Appreciation Event on December 15th and 16th. Enjoy 10% off all jewelry, 50 plus 10% off diamonds, 50 plus 15% off gemstones and gold, and 60% plus 10% off all clearance items. So visit our Rawson Square, Marina Village, Royal Tower, or Port Lucaya, Freeport, Grand Bahama stores to participate in our customer appreciation event on December 15th and 16th. You do not want to miss it.
Ciao! Fidelity can on this year with their new festive giveaway. You could win cash, an iPhone 15, get a bill paid off, PS5, all kind of things. Apply for a loan or an ASUS savings account, and you could win. Try our call them now. Here, 356-7764.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Ave Maria, gratia plena.
Good morning. Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. I'm Chester Robards along with Tequesta Dean. And we're going to go to the news in a second. But somebody's messaging saying, so we talked about this big trench that they left open on Fire Trail Road yesterday. That was the person called in and said, you got to fall in it and then come out of it to get past it.
Oh, gee.
It wasn't no going around it. You gotta commit.
Oh, gee.
So-
Wow.
So the person said it's been covered and with asphalt too.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Big props.
But then somebody else texting in saying the trench was so deep it's sinking.
A sinkhole.
Boy. This person says, Chester, I would love to know why traffic police can't be in place on hot spots like Fusion Roundabout, Harold Road Roundabout by 6:45 a.m. I work Cable Beach and once school is open, I have to leave by 6:50 a.m. to get to work for 9. Wow. Where it takes about 1 hour and a half just being on Glasson Road. But once police is there, it takes 15 minutes. Make it make sense. They have new bikes, G.
Wow.
The G is part of the
Right, G.
text message. This person says, profiling is not bad. It is when you discriminate when profiling. Exactly. This person says, I worked at the airport and caught people in nice clothing, suits, breaking the law too. Yeah. It's, you got to do something. I mean, how they catch people trying to carry drugs to the airport by watching how they walk, watching how they look.
Profiling.
You got to profile them.
Yeah.
That person look like they got a little limp, but they look fit and healthy.
Right.
Something going on with that shoe. Something inside that shoe. Pick them up.
That look like a fake belly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That she looked pregnant.
Yeah, but something
something
ain't
off
right.
with that
Yeah,
belly.
that belly ain't shaped right.
Sitting to the right a little too much.
So yeah, we agree. Discrimination is the issue.
Discrimination
Yeah,
is the issue,
yeah.
not profiling.
Yeah, discrimination.
So not sure where they were going with that story. I didn't read the whole story, but just the idea that we shouldn't profile is probably not correct.
Yeah.
We were talking about Wayne Monroe. When we come back after the news, we'll be switching gears and talking about some Christmas stuff. Exciting stuff. It is nearing, people. Are you ready for Christmas? We'll be back after the news.
Hate and fear and kind, your prayers will be answered, but in time, though lonely, dark and desolate, He will hear you when you call. Be your strength
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
And now at 8:20, it is time for your final look at weather. Your general situation: a stalled front across the central Bahamas is expected to retreat towards the northwest Bahamas later today and increase shower chances. Meanwhile, strong high pressure building north of the front will support fresh to locally strong winds. Small craft operators should not venture far from port, and beachgoers are advised to remain onshore due to high seas, rough surf, and dangerous rip currents. There is the potential for waterspout activity, mainly in the vicinity of the front. For the northwest Bahamas, weather variably cloudy and breezy to windy, with isolated showers and a chance of stray thunderstorm through tonight. Small craft advisory is in effect. Winds northeasterly at 15 to 25 knots with higher gusts. Seas 3 to 5 feet near shore, building up 8 feet offshore and along Atlantic exposures. For the central and southeast Bahamas, weather widespread cloudiness and breezy with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. A small craft caution is in effect. Winds northeast to east at 15 to 20 knots. Seas 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. Your high temperature today, 81 degrees Fahrenheit, 27 degrees Celsius. Your low temperature tonight, 72 degrees Fahrenheit, 22 degrees Celsius. In your extended forecast for the next 2 days, the frontal boundary will become quasi-stationary and generate some unsettled weather, especially over the northwest Bahamas. Meanwhile, strong high pressure will continue to build north of the area and support very strong winds, hazardous boating, and beaching conditions through the rest of the week. Your forecast for Wednesday: weather partly cloudy to cloudy and windy with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms, mainly in the northwest and portions of the central Bahamas. Small craft operators should not venture far from port. Winds northeast to east at 20 to 25 knots, with gusts to near gale at times in the northwest Bahamas. Easterly at 15 to 25 knots with higher gusts in the central and southeast Bahamas. Seas 7 to 11 feet in the northwest Bahamas and 6 to 9 feet in the central and southeast Bahamas. Your outlook for Thursday: variably cloudy and windy with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms, mainly in the northwest Bahamas. Small craft operators should remain in port. Winds northeast to east at 20 to 30 knots, gusting to gale force at times in the northwest Bahamas. Easterly at 15 to 25 knots, gusting to near gale in the central and southeast Bahamas. Seas 8 to 12 feet, building up to 16 feet along Atlantic exposures in the northwest Bahamas. 7 to 10 feet in the central and southeast Bahamas. And that is your look at weather. And here's your final look at traffic. This segment of Morning Blend brought to you by RBC. Get a no-fee RBC loan plus 5 chances to win up to $5,000. And let's see how Gladstone Road is looking. First off, there are some pockets of slow-moving traffic, but traffic is looking good. As you head to the roundabout at John F. Kennedy Drive, there is some traffic built up in the eastbound lane on JFK at the roundabout, as well as traffic in the westbound lane. But traffic seems to be flowing steadily. At Saunders Beach, the roundabout there, traffic is built up, getting close to Go Slow Bend, but all in all, not as bad as it could be. Some slow going there, though. On the Eastern Road, traffic still looking pretty good. Coming up to Fox Hill Road, but pretty tight after Fox Hill Road. Slow going along the Eastern Road until you reach around Village Road area. Some traffic on Soldier Road in the northbound lane. Traffic pretty bad there on Soldier Road as you approach the Wolf Road and Bernard Road intersection. You got to exercise some patience there. A lot of traffic on Marathon Road as well as you head toward Wolf Road. Some traffic on Blue Hill Road, not as bad as before, but traffic has built up on Carmichael Road, slow going to the Blue Hill Road intersection there. Those are your hot spots for the morning. This segment of Morning Blend has been brought to you by RBC. Learn more at rbc.com/Caribbean/Christmas cash.
It's a Christmas wish for all of you. Get a no-fee loan from RBC. It's true.
This Christmas, your wish could come true with a no-fee loan from RBC. You have 5 chances to win up to $5,000 Christmas cash.
It's a Christmas wish for all of you. Get a no-fee loan from RBC. It's true.
Learn more at rbc.com/Caribbean/Christmas cash. Subject to normal lending criteria. Conditions apply.
At Wendy's, we are different. We don't just use beef. It's fresh, never frozen. Our burgers are square because we never cut corners. Served hot off the grill with fresh lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and American cheese. We believe in fast food done right. Always serving fresh, never frozen beef. Order a hot, juicy Dave single, double, or triple. Made with fresh, never frozen beef. Now only at Wendy's. Different inside and out.
My granny always said prevention is better than cure. I remember this every time I think of ransomware and my business. Ransomware is a form of malware that provides criminals with the ability to lock a computer from a remote location and then display a pop-up window informing the user that it will not be unlocked until a sum of money is paid. Don't be held at ransom. Have effective and updated internet security software and firewall running before going online. Never reply to or click on links in spam emails from companies or individuals you do not know. Remember, when it comes to ransomware, prevention is better than cure. Stop ransomware. Visit getsafeonline.bs to find out more.
'Tis the season for sharing with loved ones and friends, and a time for reflection on the year soon to end. But before this year ends and the new has to begun, we at Screws and Fasteners World would share a gift too, though it be only one. For trusting our services in projects great or small, we thank you for stopping by or giving us a call. As we bid farewell to this year at its end, should we not meet tomorrow or on the other days round the bend, have a happy Christmas and a safe celebration till we meet again next year for another collaboration.
Power on the holidays this Christmas with Custom Computers. We have everything that everyone wants to see under the tree. Laptops, iPads, AirPods, Apple Watches, Bluetooth speakers, and more. Find gifts for every reason this Christmas season at Custom Computers. Visit us on Patton Street in Palmdale opposite Liquid Courage or in Caves Village through the Blake Road entrance. The best Christmas has to offer is right here at your one-stop shop. Custom Computers.
The National Insurance Board encourages all employers and self-employed persons to stay ahead of the 2024 rush by scheduling a meeting with your inspector today. A one-on-one appointment with your inspector ensures that your account is up to date and compliant, making it a hassle-free process when applying for your tax compliance certificates and business license renewals with the Department of Inland Revenue. Stay ahead, avoid delays. Keep your business thriving. Contact your inspector now. Your success is our priority.
Go, CIBC First Caribbean. We help you to get what you want this year. Spin the wheel of wishes with a trip for two to Miami. Spin the wheel of wishes. You can win loads of cash for Christmas. CIBC First Caribbean. Win with your approved loan. Visit CIBC FCIB/Wheel of Wishes for more information. Conditions apply.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings to you wherever you are. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy birthday, Jesus.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power when we were gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
Good morning and welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. I'm Chester Robards along with DeQuesta Dean, and we're switching gears, talking about some festive stuff, some stuff to make you feel good.
Yes.
Yes, and we have got in studio with us Keandra Gardner, CEO of Island Pearls International. She will be talking about December to Remember. And if you've seen some beautiful displays out for the holidays, well, she's the one who you've been thinking about as you go past them. She did all of them.
Some of them. Yes.
The displays. So tell us, so it's December to Remember.
Yes.
That's what is branded.
That is what is branded.
Yes.
Over the last few years coming out of the pandemic, the government of the Bahamas decided that they really wanted to inspire people during the holidays, bring the festive spirit back. And so they engaged Island Pearls to work with them on bringing those experiences. And this year we added an additional creative person to give us some additional spaces for people to enjoy. So on the drives of West Bay Street into Weston Esplanade, Pompey Square, my team at Island Pearls International are responsible for that. And then in Jumbe Village, coming up Blue Hill Road near NIB, you have the Think Tank, who's responsible for that experience. And then we extended it to the Family Island, so making it a little bit more inclusive for the islands. We have Abaco, North, Central, and South Eleuthera this year, Exuma, and Cat Island, who are also receiving the experience this year. And the plan going forward is to include more and more islands into the experience so that the entire country can feel Christmas.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is a lot.
So you mentioned Jumbe Village. There was a team that did that.
Yes, there's another creative team, the Think Tank, that's responsible for that particular experience happening as well. And so the government, again, wanted to take it over, as they say, over the hill and into more of the local communities. And so that's the first element or the first phase of doing that into more communities.
Now you called it an experience. It's not just a visual display.
It's not just a visual display. And we call it an experience because it's a time for family and friends to come together and just do something different outside of being home or going to a concert or going to the carnival. And there are different elements for you to take photos. We have, for example, nutcrackers in places. We have nativity scenes. We have cutouts and frames. This year, one of the elements that we added to Pompey Square that's very different that I'm excited about is a complete LED light show tree. So you want to go into Pompey and experience that. I don't want to talk too much about it, but you want to experience it. It's different.
So people can go see it.
Yeah, you definitely want to see it and experience it. We have music playing in the environments. I know at a few locations, I believe last night there was a movie that happened in Jumbe Village for persons to come out and enjoy, bring their blankets. So everything is an experience. The holidays is really a time of festive, family, fun, love, appreciation, gratitude for the year that we have and for the real reason for the season. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
And on Sunday, my husband and I actually drove through. We left home specifically to drive through West Bay Street, by Awaki area, because when he was coming home, he's like, oh, the lights are up, let's go. So we went out, and there were so many families out already taking photos. There were a lot of smiles and laughter. Just seemed to be like a very happy experience for the people. There were people walking, holding hands, and it was like, oh, wow.
The kids love it.
Yeah.
I mean, the adults love it too, because of course it's the Instagrammable moment and all these things. But the kids, it's really about the kids, because when you're smaller, your perspective on the world is very different and it's very grand. And so when the kids see the lights and they see how tall the Nutcracker is, or they get to see it stand in the dome and things like that, it just lights their eyes up, and it's a beautiful experience. And for adults, it's nostalgic too. So it's truly a great experience.
We wanted to do the walkthrough one at Awaki last year. Last year we didn't get to go, but is it there again?
Yeah, it is there, and you get more to walk through. The path is longer because people really enjoyed it. There are different elements along the path that you can enjoy. I've already seen a few reels.
The photos are coming.
The photos are coming. We had some engagements the last 2 years that happened at both the experiences. Because originally the first location was in Rawson Square that we enhanced. That was our team the first year. A few engagements there last year, a year before last year in Pompey. There were a couple engagements that happened. Some gender reveals happened as well. So the Haymans are really making free. Exactly. And that's the best part about it that we want people to know. It's a free experience at all of the locations throughout the country where we have the December to Remember Island holidays this year.
Okay, so tell us about the family islands. Did you have to go carry a team? Or
yes.
Were you able to find teams? Or?
So it was a little bit of both. We collaborated with everyone on the island in Abaco, as well as Eleuthera, Exuma, and Cat Island. We did send teams over, and then we also worked with persons on the island to bring the experience to life. I just want to thank all of the administrators, island administrators, and those persons at PPL, as well as our truck drivers who really helped bring this experience to life. I can't thank them enough. Collaborating with persons on the island is how you strengthen your relationships. And I want to encourage people on the islands to go, experience it, see what we're talking about, but also those of us who are in New Providence who are looking for things to do this holiday. go and visit a family island and see, why is it so different? We don't get to do that enough, and it would be a great opportunity to, see it in a different light.
Yeah. Where are the experiences on the island?
In the islands. So in Abaco, it's at the government complex in Marsh Harbor. Great backdrop for this experience. So you definitely want to go there. In Eleuthera, you have experiences in the north as well as in central and south in Rock Sound. So in Rock Sound in the south, Governor's Harbor, at the administrator's building and the park nearby.
Right.
And then in north Eleuthera, it's at, they always laugh at me when I describe it. It's this intersection where the park is in north Eleuthera when you're coming out of the airport heading towards the central part of Eleuthera.
By the gas station?
Yes, it is.
You know it. Yeah.
The people from Eleuthera are going to know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
And in Exuma, it's on the Regatta Park.
Okay.
And then in Cat Island, I think the team leaves out on Thursday to complete that setup. So I'd be able to talk a little bit more about that.
Oh,
then.
nice. That's awesome. That's great stuff.
So,
If things are like, so I have to pass Jumbe.
Yeah.
And it is beautiful. That is a great setup.
Yes, the think tank did a great job on that experience.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah,
that reminds me of like New York.
Really?
Like New York, they go all out.
All out.
For their with their decorations. But that's a great experience.
Yeah. So you have opportunities.
West Bay Street is really lit up.
It
nice.
is.
Yeah, I haven't been able to drive.
You
around.
have to drive it.
It's like just beautiful lights, and the white lights just add a
flair.
different element to it, And I love this initiative. It's a December to remember. I do have a question though. Like,
sure.
Families are always looking for things to do. This is something nice for Christmas. How do we carry this theme through the year? Are there any initiatives that you could agitate for, advocate for families to have other things to do throughout the year? Like, there's Easter. What other big events? There's something maybe summer, like throughout the year to continue this experience would be
like the fall
wonderful.
harvest kind of decoration thing.
Different major themes would be really nice.
Interesting.
We have been working on a few different concepts to go forward with into the new year, particularly 2024. I will say, though, that we need additional support. So while the government of the Bahamas is doing their part, I think having corporate sponsors and persons to engage with us on the experience, I think will help us bring a lot of these initiatives to life. We as a people feel a lot of times that there's not enough happening, and we rely on persons to always dig in their pocket to do it. But if we do it collectively, I think it would give us an opportunity to bring the joy that the different seasons of the year provide. So I would encourage persons to reach out to us at Island Pearls International and also the government of the Bahamas to help us bring more experiences throughout the year so that we can continue this. And of course, starts with taking the pictures and the videos now and reflecting on it in February, when there's Love Month happening, and then at Easter and during the summer and the independence period of time and throughout the rest of the year.
Yeah, that's amazing. Look, you're doing a great job.
Yeah.
I gotta say.
Thank you. And thank you to my team, because without them, this would not at all be possible. And of course, thank you to the government of the Bahamas for giving us this opportunity to bring joy during this festive season.
Yeah. Tell us just a little bit about Island Pearls and what else you do.
So Island Pearls is a destination management and event management company. We started back in 2009. Been in the business for a while. We are also a sister company to the Zamar group of companies, Zamar Productions. So we, aside from decor services, we provide activities for persons, gifts, and amenities. We work a lot with a lot of international companies who are coming to the destination to experience everything Bahamian. So we're your go-to on island persons for decor and events.
Yeah. Awesome. Great stuff. Great job, Keandra.
Thank you.
And it definitely has been a December to remember even since last year. And we remember.
Yes, we remember.
And we hope for it.
And look forward to it now.
We look forward to it each year. So it's great.
So everyone, agitate to keep it going.
That's right.
And go out and take your families.
Yeah.
Take the pictures. It's all free.
It is.
And it's
Yeah.
beautiful decor. And it really helps to get you in the festive mood.
Absolutely. And,
Yes.
and you know, where else are you going to go take pictures?
Right.
You got 3 locations in New Providence, 1 in Avico, 3 in Eleuthera, 1 in Exuma, and 1 in Cat Island. So,
I almost want to go do a little tour to go see the other islands.
Me too. I want to
Do
too.
a tour.
I want to go to Eleuthera and Cat Island when I finish.
Yeah.
You could do it in one day.
Yeah. And if you pop in the question, listen, your scenery set up. If you're doing your gender reveal, your scenery set up.
Exactly.
You know,
Your family pictures.
Yeah,
My cousins and I, we're going out on Tuesday.
Yeah,
so
your scenery is all set up.
Yeah,
You know, as a
thank
matter of
you.
fact, take a picnic basket. And sit
Yeah.
on the
you know
grass,
what?
you know?
Just view the cruise ships coming in and out
and have
of
little
the
scenes
harbor.
at the back.
Yeah.
Yes. I love it. I love
Yeah,
it.
I love
December
it
to remember.
Yeah.
And we remember. That's great stuff. Kendra Gardner, thank you so much.
Thank you,
keep up the
Chester.
good work.
Duquesa, thank you.
We will be back after this break.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Wherever you are in the world, Cleveland Clinic's world-class care is here for you. From Ohio to Florida to London, Cleveland Clinic treats thousands of patients every year. Ranked number 2 in the world by Newsweek, you can trust our caregivers to enhance your experience across each step of your treatment journey. For every care in the world, learn more at clevelandclinic.org/Caribbean.
Let me ask you a few questions. What's your name?
Pam.
Favorite food?
Steak.
Beer or wine?
Wine.
Is your money safe?
It's under my bed, so I guess so.
Are you serious?
Yeah, why?
Unless your money is in a bank or credit union that's a member of the Deposit Insurance Corporation, there's no guarantee it's safe.
Yeah, but what if something happens to the bank?
Your Bahamian dollar deposits are insured up to $50,000, so you'd still be ahead. Plus, your mattress might catch fire. Then what?
Man, those banks and credit unions are looking good right about now.
Visit the DIC's website at www.dic.bs. Protection for your money, guaranteed with DIC.
Hello?
Hey girl, what you saying? I just was calling to check up on you.
Hey girl, everything fine, but I just can't talk right now. I gotta go to the clinic.
The clinic? Everything okay with you?
Yeah, girl, everything fine with me. I just trying to get this little one ready because he has an appointment for his childhood vaccination.
Well, Logan's 6 years old. I haven't taken him for his last vaccine appointment since before the pandemic.
Did you know that the childhood vaccinations can protect these little ones from preventable diseases like polio, rubella, measles, and mumps? So these vaccinations for the little ones is the best we could do for them.
I'm gonna make that appointment for him because I need him to get up to date with all of his vaccines. Let me let you go, but call me back when you come back home.
Mommy, I need to go get my vaccines.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health and Wellness, PAHO WHO, and the Canadian government.
It's $1 million Christmas and Everybody Wins is hooking you up. From December 1st to December 29th, you can win cash giveaways. Get into the cash vault, spin and win, and take advantage of other random raffle drawers. Prizes like mortgage payments, rent payments, utility bills cleared, cold cash, and more. To enter, you must sign up and get a verified account and simply spend $20 or more and you're in. To be eligible, you must be 18 and over. It's $1 million Christmas with Everybody Wins. Terms and conditions apply.
What would you do with extra cash? Plan a trip.
Overhaul my wardrobe.
With CIBC First Caribbean, you can get comfy with savings on your mortgage cost. Buy or build your home or switch your mortgage to us and get up to US $1,000 off the loan application fee. Up to US $2,000 off home insurance. With up to US $10,000 towards switching costs, your pockets will be comfy too. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/get comfy for more information. Conditions apply.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. ring, snowing and blowing up bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells chime and jingle bell time. Dancing and prancing.
All right, good morning and welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. I'm Chester Robards along with DeQuesta Dean. And we are talking about giving the gift of joy and hope with Candy Gibson. You know her, she heads up Foam. And we're looking to make some people happy this holiday season. So welcome to the show, Candy. Just tell us about what you have going on.
Good morning, Bahamas, and it's my pleasure to be here. Giving the gift of joy and hope during this Yuletide season is an 11-year venture that we have been on. Like I tell persons, their old clothing is someone new clothing. Their hand-me-down is someone hand-me-up. And, you know, like persons, even though we came through COVID and we came through Hurricane Dorian, persons are still going through.
Yep.
And we still have the marginalized amongst us. The Bible declares the poor you'll have amongst you always. And so this is a time when mothers get to bring their children out and they get to shop without a dollar. Without a dollar. So they get to shop for the whole entire family. They get clothing, they get whatever, shoes there, they get slippers, they get nightgowns, they get pajamas, they get church clothing, they get office attire, they get office shoes, they get work clothing. And so it's our way of giving back. They also get a free meal. The kids would get hot dogs, popcorn, and drinks, and the adults would get a peas and rice, barbecue chicken, coleslaw, and corn. And they get music. We have an attendance on that day. We'll have a special guest appearance by the Office of the Spouse. That's the Prime Minister's wife, Lady Anne-Marie Davis. We also have two pastors, two apostles coming on board with us who are going to be able to pray with the persons, you know, as they go through. We want to do it differently this year because at the end of the day, without Christ, we have nothing. This is the Yuletide season, but without God, we're empty. And so we want to have persons on board. That'll be Apostle Anne-Marie Glinton and also Apostle Tamika Moxie. They will be on board to pray for families, you know, as they go through this difficult time in their lives. And give them encouragement.
How can people be a part of it? And what kind of, you know, you say people's old clothes or people's new clothes, but you don't want certain types of things. Right.
It's old and new clothes, but we all do know that persons go to their closet and they clean their closet this time of the year. So we're asking them to go to their closet and take down gently used clothes, even some new clothes we have that we know we can never fit again, or we know we bought it, but we never lost the way to get it. So go to your closet and please donate to Foam. We're asking persons stuff that need to go in the dump, take them straight directly to Harry Lord, not to Foam. So we're asking person also, you know, like with murder victim kids, those kids gets toys on that day. They get a brand new toy on that day. And so, you know, with some children, it's their first Christmas without a mother or father because they would have lost them violently. And those ones I hold dear to my heart because, you know, I had two brothers murdered and they left kids. And so those kids there, we want to give them toys on that day or gift certificate to go somewhere and get something nice. So we're asking persons to partnership with us. My number is 424-8953. That's 424-8953 or 603-4141. If someone listening and they have a snack shop and they want to donate some snacks, they want to donate some sodas, some waters, please feel free to call us. Person want donation, want a monetary donation, please feel free. Or go and want a person gift certificate to Kelly's or somewhere, please feel free to go and do it. It's about this Yuletide season. There's a joy in giving, and I ain't gonna lie, during the Yuletide season, everybody's so happy, but then a lot of people pretending to be happy, but deep down inside they're broken. You know, and if I look at it, a lot of us are victims walking on two legs. You know, and so we want to give them joy in that day.
How did Foam do this year? You know, in terms of helping people.
Well, we still help a lot. We were able to provide gainful employment for a few persons, and I give God all the glory and honor for that. We're able to house persons. We're able to provide new and used clothing and grocery assistance, and I'm going to be real. The donation was at its all-time low this season, but like I always remember saying, God never give you a vision without provision. So whenever I feel like Candy, like God, where are you? Where are you? He allows someone to go, hey, Miss Gibson, I have this. I want to sow into your ministry. I see the work you're doing, and I'm going to be real with you. A lot of my funding and partnership and sponsorship came from right off Facebook. You know, so my page is very active and people don't have to worry, but I stealing the money, I taking the money. Whenever they give something the form, I put it on Facebook. Or I make sure call the media so the media could see, well, this is what we're doing today, or this is what we're doing in another couple of weeks, or so forth. So I want that person know that when they sow into form, they're sowing into fertile grounds. What they give to me is and our motto we live by is making life easy for those that need and hurting amongst us. And so with that being said, form is like an octopus with many different arms. The social ills in this country got us this way, that way, and every way, you know.
Yeah.
So I just glad to be a blessing to persons.
Yeah. What are you looking forward to for 2024? What do you have planned? What do you want to do? How can we help?
What do you need?
I want to say expect form is telling the Bahama land to expect more in 2024. And with that being said, we have something in the making. I don't want to talk yet about that, but trust me, expect more in 2024 from Form.
Okay. I'm sure you'll come on the show and talk about what you got going on. So tell people again, this is happening this Saturday coming. Where is it? How they can be a part of it?
Okay, it's going to be held at our headquarters. That's in Nassau Village, number 68 Alexander Boulevard. So once you, and all is invited. This not just for residents of Nassau Village. This is for the whole general public. You need something, come. We ain't watching the amount you take. If you need it, you come and you get it. Every year we do this. And so therefore we're telling them come. Once you come to the main entrance of Nassau Village, that's off Soldier Road, you go straight down to the T-junction. You would make a right. You would pass the basketball park. You continue down. On the right, you'll see a sign that says God Bless Papa, and you turn right there. You'll see our office, Form Community Center. We're starting at 1 p.m. and we close. We're shutting off at 5.
Okay.
Okay.
So if somebody wants to donate and they can't get to you, do you have people that can
We
pick
have
up?
persons on board that will come to your residence, come to your job place, come to your business establishment, and collect the donation.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think we said what FORM stands for, if people don't know.
FORM stands for Families of All Murder Victims. It was birthed after the pain I went through after losing 2 brothers. But we have rebranded, and like I say, our motto is not just helping murder victims, but our motto is making life easier for those in need and hurting amongst us. So that goes from domestic violence victim, that goes from children suffering from incest. In fact, we have a new arm we're getting ready to fully launch come next year, and that'll be our SOS section of FORM, and that's our sexual offense section of FORM. And that's a person would have been raped and molested and so forth. And we have Miss Lynelle Clark, who would have also been raped as a police officer. She's going to be heading that division. We have a domestic violence. We have a housing project. We partnership with organizing companies to provide gainful employment. We also give out like no one use clothing. We give out grocery bags every week, basically every day. But murder victims families, they get to come to our office once a month to get new and used clothing and get a grocery bag every month for their children. And I do bear in mind that the little difficult part is we have brothers being killed today in our country, and they're leaving like 5 children with 4 different baby mamas. So when you could give 2 bags to one family, you now got to give 8 bags to a family. So that help that like lessen the pantry level. So we're asking persons too. We have persons on board who have shops or want to sow into that ministry of the pantry, and then we have persons who come to us daily for grocery just filling our times. Up to Sundays, you have families cannot afford a meal for their children. So they call me after church. I tell them, meet me to the office. I go and I pack a bag for them. You know, we don't want to see anybody hungry. But my overall goal, to be real with you, is to have a 24-hour center. No one should be hungry. No one should have to sleep in their car or at the police station because there's no place to accommodate them. Everybody should be entitled to a warm bath. And when I feed people, I want them, even they're going through, I want them to still have dignity. So it'll be, you want pork chop or chicken, you want mashed potato or peas and rice. So this is my overall vision.
You got many tentacles for
Yes.
We met after Hurricane Dorian. And you were helping out there.
During Hurricane Dorian had it busy, and COVID-19 has us extremely busy because we had a family staying in the office. I had 3 young ladies and a child staying at my personal house, and then the housing. It only had 6 bedrooms, and that had like 28 residents. So we was like the words of Miles Monroe say, die empty. So when I die, I want to die empty. And every 8 months, I go and I give blood. You know, so I good.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, may God bless you. Continue to bless your ministry, and may you get everything you need to continue to help Bahamians in need.
Thank you. And I want to just leave one thought. The Bible declares, knowing a brother or sister in need, and you shut up your bowels of compassion, how dwelleth is the love of God in you. And he said, the least you do unto them, you do unto me. That's how I live by it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. I always think about that as well.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Candy. Always a pleasure. And I look forward to seeing you in studio next year to talk about
hear these plans.
this big plan you got going on.
Yes.
And December 16th,
1 to 5.
1 to 5. Go ahead and give and get ready for that.
Yes.
Excellent. So
So
thanks
please
so much.
feel free to call me 424-8953. Thank you. Have a beautiful day, Bahamaland.
All right. We'll be back with Morning Blend Business after this.
City sidewalks, busy sidewalks, dressed in holiday style. In the air, there's a feeling of Christmas. Children laughing, people passing, meeting smile after smile. And on every street corner, you hear silver bells, silver bells. It's Christmas time in the city.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas. 96.9 FM, fresh news, smart talk, all day.
The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. I'm Chester Robards along with DeQuesta Dean, and we are talking about checks. Yes, checks. They're still here and they will be around. And we have with us from Bahamas Check Services. I'm sorry.
Leslie
introduce yourself.
Fraser.
Leslie Fraser.
Yes.
Thank you for coming on the show and bringing this important information to us.
Thank you. Well, thank you for having me, and it's nice to actually see you in person after listening to you for years and years.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes.
So tell us, who are Bahamas Check Services as a company? What do you do?
We print forms and mostly checks, but a lot of other things as well.
Yeah.
Checks have been our mainstay for the past 35 years.
Wow.
So we didn't just, happen yesterday.
Yeah.
And we have a staff of 5.
Okay.
And it all Bahamian company.
Mm-hmm.
we have, like I was saying earlier, we found out that a lot of people were unaware that the central bank issued a statement saying that the decision to end checks is not going to happen.
Right.
Okay.
And this was issued on October the 5th, but I don't know, somehow people didn't see it.
Yeah.
It was played down.
Mm-hmm.
It's been, I've had a million calls from people saying, oh, I'm so sorry checks are going, but they're not going. They're
Right.
still here,
Yeah.
going to be here for years. The central bank is not going to decide on what to do with checks until 2026.
Yeah.
And that's just to decide. They'll probably
Right.
still continue.
Yeah.
Many years ago in Britain, they tried very hard to get rid of checks, but the pushback was so strong that it didn't happen there either.
Yeah.
So it's been good for us in that we're still we're still here and we're still printing checks, and a lot of other continuous forms.
Right. No, that's something we just learned about.
Yeah.
What a continuous form is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Continuous forms are those forms that you get in large retail stores where they print like 3 or 4 copies.
Right.
And on a pin feed printer, which actually feeds the documents through it.
Right.
And then they tear off one and give it to you, and then they keep the rest.
Yeah.
Right. One for the warehouse, one for you,
Yeah.
one for sales.
One for the mailboat.
Right.
You know?
It's in, as I used to say, in triplicate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can even do them in quadruplicate.
Okay.
Okay.
So there you
Yeah.
go.
Which we actually do for one company.
Okay.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
So the I was gonna ask what prompted you to come on the show to talk about it, but you said you've been getting a lot of calls from people wondering if this is still happening.
Right. People are wondering if it's still happening, and it's, I came here to state clearly, no, it's not happening.
Yeah.
Checks will still be in use for years to come.
Yeah.
And we've had a lot of people very happy to hear that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But a lot of people haven't gotten the memo.
Okay. So a lot of people are still using checks as a method of payment.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I mean, we have 3,000 customers
Wow.
who print,
Yeah.
businesses mostly,
Yeah.
who use checks all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, November and December has been like a record month for us.
Okay.
Oh, for renewal
For-
of the
For printing checks.
For printing checks, yeah,
Okay.
because finally a few people understood that no, it's not going to, checks are going to be around for a while,
right.
Right.
several years.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm one of those people who watches like videos on how it's made on
Right.
YouTube all the
Right.
time, right? And there must be an interesting process that goes into check printing. Does that require a relationship with banks?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
In fact, in 2008, the Clearing Banks Association came out with different standards which must be met for
Okay.
checks.
Right.
One of the things is there's an orange conch shell on the back,
Okay.
which will disappear if you rub it or if it gets hot.
Ah.
And it'll come back when it gets cold.
Okay.
Okay.
So that proves that it's a real check.
I knew I've seen the conch shell, but I never really knew
Yeah.
what it meant.
So if you rub it, it'll disappear.
Okay. I'm going to try that when I go home.
This is a security feature.
It's a security
Yeah,
feature, yes.
nice.
There's also what we call a void pantograph in the background of every check
Right.
that will show up a design or words showing that this is an actual check.
Right.
And usually it will say image copy or image document.
So yeah. So this is a manufacturing process.
Yes,
really.
it is.
That's awesome. I mean, I didn't think about it.
No, no one does.
Yeah.
You just use them and get them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Checks out, renew them, and get your new set and
Yeah,
go on.
but
yeah.
that there's a company that's here, that's printing them, binding them, putting the security
the
stuff on
Yeah,
it, and the
that's-
relationship
and that's
with
us.
With the banking.
with the
yeah.
bank.
With the banks, yes.
Yeah.
Because the checks need to have some, or all of them, or some of them have a bank logo as well. Oh, they all do.
Some they all
you
have
could
a bank
personalize
logo.
them, right?
Yes, and we personalize them.
Right.
Okay.
We're having a program right now where if you want to give a monetary gift for Christmas, we can print you a small package of checks with Christmas designs.
Oh,
So it makes giving a check is probably not exciting, but to some people it may be.
yeah.
So we can print it with different designs.
Especially if you have pretty handwriting. You
That
get a
too.
check from me, you'd be chicken scratching.
Any check for me is pretty, okay?
Excellent, yeah.
Well,
It
it's good to
is.
hear that they'll still be around. I know a lot of people pay
Yeah.
utilities
Right,
or
yeah.
reoccurring expenses with checks. Some people have gone on to digital means of payments, but a
Right.
lot of, and I find more mature people continue with the checks.
This
so
is true.
That's great.
Personal checks we're printing a lot less of.
Yeah.
There's no question.
Right.
Yeah.
But in terms of business checks, when you receive a payment in your bank account, especially if you're a business and you have thousands of these coming in, very often a lot of the detail is missing. If you write a check, that detail is there,
Yeah.
and it shows up on your statement.
Yeah.
So In addition, a lot of people have accounting packages such as QuickBooks
Right.
and Sage and other ones.
Yeah.
But when you have those packages, if you make a transfer online, what you have to do is enter it all online and then re-enter it all again in your accounting package. So it's double work.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see.
So I know that was a lot of the resistance there.
Okay.
Now, given the business you're in, are you concerned at this push for more digital means of moving money around?
Definitely not. You know, the two can live together.
Yeah.
You know, I have no problem with digital at all. You know, that's the way of the future. You know, unfortunately, our infrastructure is such that it's challenging sometimes. You know,
You need a backup payment form.
Yeah, that's true.
always. I mean,
Yeah.
I was recently in Eleuthera, and for 3 weeks we had almost no internet and no electricity.
Right. Wow, that's hard.
It is hard. So for most of that time, and I had people doing work on, I had to give them checks.
Right.
You know,
Right.
because I had no internet.
Right.
You know, and the power was out. And that's still a challenge there too.
It is.
So
It is. Wow. So again, I have to go into this. So you actually use specialized equipment as well.
Yes, we do.
For this service.
Yes. It's very specialized.
I'm sure. And so wow, I mean,
Yeah, it is. You
it's
want to
blowing my mind.
You want to
that I
go for a
didn't-
tour, right?
It was blowing my mind that I didn't think that that all of this was going on in the background
Behind the scenes,
and the decision to not use checks anymore that the central bank is considering. Did they come into the industry and talk to people like you?
No, they did not.
I mean,
What was the rationale?
Just the move into
Just
more
trying to get people to go digital.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, promoting other digital forms of
Okay.
payment and so on. But, you know, they never consulted any of the check printers.
Okay.
In fact, they were probably even unaware we existed.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well,
Hopefully they're listening to you this morning.
they
talk about.
I mean, I'm not putting them down at all.
No.
I'm
Right.
not. You know, but they just. It was really devastating to wake up one morning and see
Yeah.
this headline in the paper that
Right.
Yeah.
no more checks, and I'm thinking, well, I have 7 people.
Right.
You know, what are they going to do?
Right. That's families and jobs.
Yeah.
And,
Well, you say most of your business is check printing. What percentage would you say?
Like 90%.
Oh,
90?
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a huge
That
impact.
would be a blow.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of other printing has, you know, gone by the wayside too.
Mm-hmm.
Digital is definitely the approach in the future.
Right.
But it's not quite, you know, it's not quite accepted by everyone yet.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know, and there's I mean, understandably there's a worldwide push for that.
Yeah.
But you know, like I'm saying, the two can live
Yeah,
together.
they can coexist. Because some people like to have flyers in their hands, right? Some people like the feel of paper. Some people want you to send them just a digital copy of it. So, you know, you have different needs and wants, and so you know they can coexist.
People
Definitely.
People are worried paper money is going away.
Yeah.
So-
No, I don't
Yeah.
think it will.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But the other thing, you know, that we provide is deposit books and disposable deposit bags for clients.
Oh.
Okay.
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 So, you know, we do that as well as the other forms. We do laser invoices for all sorts of accounting packages.
Okay.
Disposable deposit bag.
Yeah.
Yes.
That exists.
Yeah.
Yes.
They seal, you know.
I'm so happy to have him learning all kinds of things this morning.
Yeah, you seal your deposit and drop it off.
Yeah, you throw it in the night deposit.
Yeah, the night
Yeah.
deposit.
At the bank
You
and-
don't have to worry about it.
Yeah,
But hopefully that business, that part of the business isn't impacted because the banks are pushing you more to
I was gonna say, well,
use,
again, yeah,
you know,
digital transfers.
right.
They are pushing you in that
those
direction.
directions, right?
But as you know, the cost for those digital transactions is creeping up. It is.
Yeah.
So, you know, the other thing people were saying, well, there's so much check fraud. Actually, when you look at it, with check fraud, with fraud in general in the Bahamas, 87% of all fraud online is debit cards. 26% is credit cards. And 0.5% is checks.
Wow. Yeah.
You know, so that argument doesn't hold up.
Yeah.
I guess because there are a number of processes with checks. There's signature verification and all that sort of stuff before you can cash out a check and all of that. But with credit cards, you just need the number. And
and you're gone. Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah.
But there's been a lot of debit card fraud recently.
Okay. Interesting.
We got a call coming in. Let's see if they have any questions for you. Let's take this call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend Business.
Good morning. How y'all doing?
Good. How you doing?
Morning.
I remember when I first moved to the United States, right? I used to get paid by check. And you know, you go to these check cashing places. You work hard all week to get your money, and then they charge you so much to cash your check. And I remember when I got my first income tax check, the company charged me like $100 to cash my check. And I didn't have a bank account. And after that, man, I don't believe in, I've been open up a bank account. And, you know, I go to the bank and they don't charge you. But they set up these check cashing places in these poor areas and they rape these people, man. You know what I'm saying? I understand, you know, technology is here, but I don't believe in checks no more, man. I don't even write checks. I don't even want no checks, man. I just strictly buy. You know, it's so sad. These people work hard all the week. They might make $400, but then the company, people charging you like $30 to get, you know, that $30 adds up, man. You know how many millions of dollars they make on fees, man?
Yep, you're right. You're scarred by the check cashing store, not the
not
check
the
itself.
check itself. Having to have to go to a cash checking facility.
I can understand that. Thankfully, we don't.
We
don't have that problem here. Thankfully, not.
Thank you for that call.
Yeah, that's real.
that's real life right there. It is. I know.
Absolutely.
You know, but the secret to that is, you know, get a bank account.
Right.
And then you're way ahead of the game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's talking about U.S. institutions.
True.
Hey,
and there's
the banks here feel like the check cashing store. If you ask me,
let me get
in my opinion,
on that, please, okay? Please don't let me get started on that.
Well, one of the local banks here will let you take a copy of your check and deposit it that way.
I think they discontinued that.
Have they discontinued that already?
Yeah, I saw there was a notice.
They just started it.
Yeah, they discontinued. I used it once or twice, and it was so convenient.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been discontinued.
It discontinued?
Yeah,
Oh, that's so sad.
I got a notice that it was
why.
discontinued.
Well,
I'm understanding it was related to fraud, but you know.
Well, I could understand that.
Yeah, because there are certain things that you have to check, like you say, on a check to make sure.
But
that
the image would show those
know,
up. The image would show them up. So obviously they caught them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, we print an awful lot of checks for large retail grocers.
Okay.
You know, who have transient staff.
Yeah.
In particular. I mean, they don't want to have to enter in all that information online to pay somebody for 3 days who may not be back next week.
Right.
You know, so checks are very convenient for them.
Right.
Well, I guess that's the other half of it, right? A lot of people, and we talk about it all the time, don't even have a bank account.
I don't want one.
Or don't want one.
Yeah.
Well, it costs you a lot of money to have a bank
It
account.
does, and that people don't realize that. You know?
That is true. That is true.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, okay, I pay $15 for service fees, and then if I make a deposit over $1,000, I have to pay a percentage of that deposit, and I already paying you $15 to have the account. Don't get me started running down this tunnel.
It's expensive to have a bank account.
It is.
But people need to get paid somehow.
But you know, so if they don't have a bank account and you have a check, you can generally go to the bank or a bank,
Yeah.
you know, and get it cashed.
Get it cash. And you don't want to handle, no business wants to handle the amount of
A
cash.
large cash,
that'll
right?
take to
the
pay
payroll, correct.
right.
That's just a security risk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, cash is definitely, you know,
having
risk.
that type of cash.
But then cards are too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I my credit card this year was hacked 4 different times.
Oh wow.
Wow.
So
And the banks don't take a short amount of time to resolve that.
no, they don't.
But it's quicker to get your credit card resolved than your debit card resolved, and people also
Yeah.
don't know that.
This is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I had my debit card hacked, man. That was
I'm
three months
telling
of
you, right?
fingernail biting.
Yeah. I know someone that it took over a year to get that debit
Wow.
card situation sorted out. Yeah. But, you know, it's great to hear that checks are not going away and that people that use checks
Yeah.
will still have that as an option to pay bills or to, pay staff or whatever until we hear back in 2026 what, what the next step is going to be. So.
I think it'll probably continue, at least for the next generation, maybe.
Yeah.
Somebody's asking, Chester, are personal checks still being used or are they obsolete?
No,
Obsolete.
They're still being used.
They're still being used.
Yes,
but you said not as
much.
Just not as much, no. But a lot of, we've had a huge uptick in personal checks recently.
Really?
Yeah, ever since the announcement, that checks will continue.
Does check cards still exist?
No, they do not.
Because I remember that was the guarantee with,
Yes.
so some places accept checks and some don't, or there's like a fee for returns and all of that. So, but with any method of payment, there's a degree of risk.
There always is.
Yeah.
There's a risk driving here.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a degree of risk.
I almost got knocked out like 4 times this morning.
Yeah.
And you guys can personalize personal checks.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I can put my face on it.
Absolutely.
That's great.
I'd be happy to put your face on it.
Thank you. That's great. Well, Leslie Frazier, I don't know if you have anything else to add.
No,
this
unless
is important information that you brought this morning.
So anyone can feel free to call me at any time.
Okay. What are your contacts?
My telephone number is 677-8720 at the office, and my cell is 357-7695.
That's with Bahamas Check Services. They're still going strong.
Yes.
You can still get checks.
Checks are still alive.
People are still using checks, and get yours today.
Yeah.
And like I used to say, come check us out. All right?
Yes, absolutely.
But that's old. Anyway.
I still like it.
First time I'm hearing it.
Yeah, I like
it's
it.
New.
Come check us out.
It's good. Come check. I'll come
checks.
check you out.
I love it. Thank you so much.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you so much
Thank
for that
you for having
information.
me.
Appreciate
Great
it.
meeting you, like I said.
Good to meet you as well.
Okay.
We're going to take this break, and Morning Blend Business will be back on the other side.
City sidewalks, busy sidewalks, dressed in holiday style. In the air, there's a feeling of Christmas. Children laughing, people passing, meeting smile after smile. And on every street corner, you hear
Earning zero interest on your savings at the bank? With as little as $100, you can start earning interest on your money while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank with the CFAL Savings Express Plan. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit cfal.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
Cashmas is here at Percy's Island Game. 78 winners, $250,000 in cash and prizes, and a grand prize of $50,000 in cash. And there's more. 7-day Caribbean and Alaska cruises, 7-day trips to New York, Las Vegas, and London, TVs, iPads, cell phones, and 3 brand new 2023 Toyotas. Enter to win each time you deposit $20 on your verified account at the only place with the cash, the cruises, the toys, the trips, and the cars this Cashmas, and that's Percy's Island Game.
Planning for Christmas couldn't be easier with Kelly's House and Home. We have a fantastic range of gift ideas for men and women and all the latest toys for the kids. Our Christmas department is filled with trees, ornaments, lights, garland, and so much more. We have everything you need to keep your family Christmas traditions alive. Check out our holiday shopping guide on kellysbahamas.com. We make shopping easier for you with online shopping and in-store pickup. Kelly's House and Home is open from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday and from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Sunday. Happy holidays from Kelly's House and Home.
There's a new electric vehicle in town. The Jack brand of SUVs, trucks, sedans, and commercial vans. Available only at Easy Car Sales, home of the fully electric vehicle. For a powerful, smooth ride at a fraction of the cost to drive, leave the pump behind and hit the road with Jack. Visit easy242.com to see our brand new Jack models and drop into Easy Car Sales for a test drive. It'll have you singing. Hit the road with Jack, and don't you pump gas no more.
Get ready to jingle all the way to Christmas with Fidelity's festive giveaway with over $10,000 in cash and prizes up for grabs. Apply for a loan or open an ASU savings account for a chance to win big. Visit any of our branches for more details. Terms and conditions apply.
They coming! Dunkin' celebrates the 2023 holiday season as the title sponsor of Junkanoo Jingle, the Bay 5K. It goes down Saturday, December 16th, starting at 6 a.m. right at Arawaki. Bring in the Yuletide with the Christmas race of the season in downtown Nassau. Dress in your best Santa tooth, be it wool, cotton, linen, polyester, or even lingerie. Then let's walk, run, roll, and rush to Junkanoo music straight to Bay Street. Form a team and register your crew. Junkanoo Jingle the Bay 5K is proudly sponsored by Tonkin, Oak Tree, IL Cares, Guardian Radio, the Walk-In Clinic, Radio House, and the Bahamas Humane Society. Register today by logging on to fourseasonsracemanagement.com.
Enjoy the magic of Christmas at Nassau Cruise Port all December long. Visit Santa and his helpers at Santa's Workshop for holiday photos. Enjoy Christmas caroling, wreath decorating, mixology classes, and movie marathons. And of course, come for the great concerts and holiday shopping. Nassau Cruise Port is your ultimate destination for Christmas fun. Visit NassauCruisePort.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram for details. Nassau Cruise Port, the place to be.
Ready to save? You can put $100 into the CFAL Savings Express Plan and make sure your money keeps growing. Earn interest on your savings while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit CFAL.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
It's time for your morning business report brought to you by CFAL. The Office of the Attorney General has released a number of bills intended to reform the country's intellectual property regime, among them new laws to protect new plant varieties. The Protection of New Plant Varieties Bill 2023 seeks to, among other things, define new varieties of plants in the Bahamas and establish new rights for plant breeders in respect of plant varieties of certain genera or species where the variety is new, distinct, uniform, stable, and given a variety denomination. A variety, the report says, quote, a variety will be considered to be new if the propagating or harvested material of the variety has not been sold or disposed of to others with the authorization of the plant breeder or his successors in the title in the Bahamas for longer than 1 year before the date on which protection is applied for and outside the Bahamas, for longer than 6 years in the case of trees or vines, or longer than 4 years in the case of other plants, before the filing date on which the protection is sought, the bill states. And the Bureau of Standards and Quality, BBSQ, wrapped up a 5-day training session on quality assurance practices yesterday aimed at facilitating the growth of exports by local businesses. The BBSQ said in a statement that the training was designed to significantly enhance industry standards and spur economic growth. According to the statement, the session's focus was on implementing a robust quality management infrastructure into development processes. And the Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation is using Brightline superfast trains as a marketing billboard. The ministry said in a press statement yesterday, Brightline bills itself as the U.S.'s only provider of eco-friendly intercity passenger rail. The company's rail service runs between Miami, Aventura, Fort Lauderdale, Boca Raton, West Palm Beach, and Orlando. The statement says Brightline and the Bahamas and the islands of the Bahamas unveiled the first RAP train showcasing a new partnership that celebrates the connection between Florida's most visited regions, South and Central Florida, and the nearby Bahama Islands. And reflective of slowing inflation, the total value of commodities imported into the Bahamas during the third quarter of 2023 declined 9% to $1.02 billion. Data from the Bahamas National Statistical Institute shows during the same period in 2022, imported commodities were valued at $1.12 billion and decreased steadily over the following quarters. Of note, the category of food and live animals decreased to $180.5 million in the third quarter of this year from $184.02 million during the third quarter of 2022. You can read those stories and more in the business section of the Nassau Guardian. Overseas, Choice Hotels is launching a hostile takeover offer for Wyndham Hotels and Resorts after repeated attempts to reach a deal with the rival hotel chain were rebuffed. Choice Hotels said Tuesday that its exchange offer to shareholders of Wyndham, which runs Days Inn, La Quinta, Ramada, and a host of other brands, is the same as its bid to company management, which was $49.50 in cash and 0.324 shares of Choice common stock per Wyndham share. The exchange offer gives Wyndham shareholders the chance to choose to receive all cash, all shares, or a combination of the two. The offer puts the value of the deal for Wyndham, the larger of the two chains, at about $8 billion. Choice's CEO Patrick Pacious said in a prepared statement, "While we have preferred to come to a negotiated agreement, the Wyndham board's refusal to explore a transaction has left us with no choice but to take our proposal directly to Wyndham shareholders. Wyndham chose to publicly reject our last proposal without any engagement, even after we addressed their concerns, including adding significant regulatory protections for their shareholders."
Yeah, why are you shaking your head? They can't see you. Why are you shaking your head? What?
It's great. And U.S. inflation ticked down against last month, with cheaper gas helping further lighten the weight of consumer price increases in the United States. At the same time, the latest data on consumer inflation showed that prices in some areas, services such as restaurants, used cars, auto insurance, continue to rise uncomfortably fast. Tuesday's report from the Labor Department said the consumer price index rose just 0.1% from October to November, compared with a year earlier. Prices were up 3.1% in November, down from a 3.2% year-over-year rise in October. Core prices, which exclude volatile food and energy costs, rose 0.3% from October to November, slightly faster than the 0.2% increase in the previous month. Measured from a year ago, core prices rose 4%, the same as in October. The Federal Reserve considers core prices to be a better guide to the future path of inflation. That's your morning business report, brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations. They coming. Welcome back to Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9. Chester Robards along with DeQuesta and we are continuing our conversation, whatever conversation we're having.
I love that. I love that.
Dwight is back tomorrow. God is good.
And I know that you were looking forward to sleeping in late, but you're going to be here with him.
I'm going to be here tomorrow
right
again.
Here with him. Yeah.
Not leading the show, but just
co-hosting.
Just co-hosting.
Yeah.
Just co-hosting.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to for the rest of the year? You got big Christmas plans?
No, just a lot of family time. That's what's most exciting and important for me.
Yeah.
And a lot of rest. I'm looking forward to resting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What about you?
I know ain't gonna be no rest.
No rest?
Ain't gonna be no rest. I know that. I know that. Gotta prepare for 2024.
Yeah.
I think mentally, everything, it's gonna be 2024 is gonna be a big year. I feel it. I don't know why. I feel it in my bones.
Well, I mean, people are slowly coming out of the COVID setback.
Yeah.
The all of the impacts, people are seemingly regaining some of their momentum. So 2023 will definitely be a year to build on.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah.
And that's the important thing. I hope people are paying attention. There's a lot of places that you can take advantage of a lot of areas, I should say, that you can take advantage of the growth in tourism as well. So I hope people are preparing. I hope people are thinking. I hope people are researching. Get things together and take advantage of how many people are coming into the country.
Yeah. I love that you say you're preparing for 2024 because it kind of distinguishes that preparation distinguishes people from routine living, because when you take the time to sit and think about what your next is and how to build upon something, like it makes it more intentional than just waking up every day and going with the flow. So as you're coming into the end of this year, it would be a wonderful opportunity to reflect on 2023 and pull out your best practices and pull out your, I shouldn't have done that moment. So you don't repeat those and build your plan for 2024.
Yeah. I was reading something yesterday and there was in a business magazine and someone was saying that they used to think that preparation was kind of the antithesis of creative processing. And they realized that they were kind of wrong and that in some ways it should go hand in hand. And I think a lot of creatives think that way. They think, I'm going to live this haphazard life because the inspiration comes from wherever.
Man, what if you just tunneled that? What if you just took that creativity and attached it to some sort of plan, or some sort of forward-thinking projection?
Yeah.
One of the things I help my clients do is build a 10-year goals. 10 years. So that you now anchor every year leading up to that 10 years you're working towards. Because, let's be real, Chester, some of our goals are just too small. Like we're just working in year blocks. I thought you were going to say
too big.
No, we're working. Let's look at it. On average, you're committed to 70, which is like 70 years. Like we should have 50-year goals and 70-year goals and 20-year goals, and it gives our lives purpose because now we're working towards that big thing, and it takes away the expectation of microwave. It doesn't happen overnight.
That's true.
Every successful person that you see is 50 and 20 years. So make those big goals that look stupid to other people. You don't really care what it looks like to them and just be focused on your thing.
Yeah. next year I want businesses to not. I shouldn't say businesses. I want lenders to think about how difficult processes are in the Bahamas, and help entrepreneurs to give them some wiggle room. Things move slowly here, especially at certain periods of the year, and you just can't. People put restrictive dates on things. You gotta give people a lot of leeway here because they are dealing with other people, government services sometimes that take forever. Business people some business people are just a little slow at doing things. Maybe they're just busy. I think next year give especially small entrepreneurs a little more grace.
And I want to encourage those entrepreneurs to keep in contact with like their lenders and build that relationship. So if for some reason your payment is late, you can pick up, and because that relationship is going to be important. If you just dodge the bullet and say, I'm not going to reach out to them, and bam, you're 3 months late, then that's an issue. Make sure that you're calling and talking. You can get grace better by being upfront about what's going on. The bank, I believe that some of them want you to win, and they will help you win, but you also have to do your part. And the flip side to that is the person that's sitting down and saying, oh, I can't go after my goal because I don't have the money. You don't need money to start. Like, start with creating the plan, start with your research, start with, there are things that you can do in the meantime. So what are those things that you could focus on?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And start small. Take $5 and make it $10, and then take that $10 and make that $10 $20. And then you keep building it like that. And
you got to find ways to, like you said, to get started, because things, we just talked about inflation in the U.S. It's not going away right now. It might abate a little, but the prices of things probably won't retreat for a little bit.
Correct.
It's difficult. Like I say yesterday or the day before, I'll say it. I keep saying you need 2 jobs and 3 side hustles to comfortably live.
Or some smarts.
The Bahamas.
Right. Many years ago, when my first job was in banking, and one of the things that I remember vividly is one lady in the bank would order fruits wholesale, and she would say, okay, who all wants to participate? And you pay your $20, and everything kind of gets split up. So you have fruits for your home for 2 weeks, but it was a group buy. You got more bang for your money. So we probably need to start going back to looking at doing things like that, group bulk buying. And splitting and sharing, and just look for creative ways.
I saw you're so right, because I saw something like that about, someone mentioned about Costco, and they were like, why we all live in this one like kind of grouped in area, and all of us pay a fee for a Costco card. But if we form a company, which in some cases is free, in some places, we could get a corporate card that includes 8 people, and now we pay one rate for this Costco card. You could get rid of your personal Costco card, and we all just use this one Costco card to buy our stuff in bulk, and they save a ton of money every year because it's just one payment for this group card that they're all a part of this business, right? It's like you got to find ways. You're right.
My final little free tip is like, check your money leakage. A lot of us think that if we go and we spend $5 a day, it's only $5 or it's only $1. I remember in that same job that I worked at, this guy used to come to the bank all the time, and along his journey, he would pick up coins, and he was a millionaire, and he would deposit those coins to his bank account, and that blew my mind, because I'm like, we would say that's just 25 cents. So we have to look at where our money is leaking, and is that a necessary purchase? Many of us have the funds we need to start our businesses or do whatever the goals are, but we're just letting it leak into other areas.
And in the case of picking up coins, is actual leakage.
Yes.
From pockets and
correct.
And stuff.
Like, pick up that 5 cents withdrawal. That's gonna come in handy. Last year I bought my granddaughter stocks from change. Literally the entire year, every time I broke $1, and there was change, I put it in a container, and at the end of the quarter, I would like take it to the bank and deposit. And at the end of the year, there was funds to not buy toys, but buy something that when she's 20 years from now would benefit. So it's really just taking a look at what we're doing with what we have.
Yeah. And looking at your goals, like you say, and understanding the sacrifices that you might have to make in the short term to meet those goals.
Correct.
Like you say, $5 adds up.
Yes.
You don't need that coffee on the street
$5
every day.
Some people are $10, $11 every day for 5 business days. That's $55. That's $110 every 2 weeks. That's $220 every month.
You're doing that math quick.
Yes, but I'm saying, like, if you don't add it up like that, you won't be. That's just a couple of dollars. But if you're in a hard situation, that's a couple of dollars that can help you do something.
Absolutely.
Other than poison your body, right?
Hey.
I know.
Listen, I gotta have my coffee, so I have it at home.
Yeah. Yes.
Just because.
Yeah. And that makes a lot. Correct.
Couple dollars.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it ain't. You don't have to be foo-foo, and you don't have to be YOLOing all the time.
Yeah.
You only live once, but you live once every day that you're alive. So it's continuous. Not if you don't have it today, doesn't necessarily mean you're going to die today. If you're alive tomorrow, you could YOLO, twice a week or something like that. It's really perspective. It's really perspective and the things that are important to you. And some curses that we need to break because we do a lot of what we see. So the examples that we see around us all the time, if we like how that looks, then we do that thing.
Right.
But is it something that we should be doing, right? You know what? You're trying to pull out all the coach in me. No.
They don't get it for free.
Sometimes.
This is what you're going to get if you hit up Duquesa. You can get some knowledge in your ear and in your eye.
I got you, though.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
We can talk.
Yeah. Listen, because it's hard, especially if you have kids. Looking forward to putting them in school, and I mean the expenses just ain't gonna stop.
Yeah.
Things gotta happen.
Yep.
Things gotta happen.
Yep.
The jobs ain't ramping up the paycheck.
They're trying to save money too.
You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
So,
Absolutely.
Yeah, you gotta keep your eyes open, man.
That's right.
To see what you could do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope people are listening and thinking now about next year.
Yeah.
And not like not New Year's resolutions.
Right. I don't do New Year's resolutions. Because they kind of fizzle out by January, and it's still the new year.
Yeah.
So we need to ground to something different.
Yeah.
Than New Year's.
Yeah. That's a fad.
Yeah, it's really just.
What's your resolution?
Yeah, that's just like a ritual. This is what you do for the new year. You write them down, and then a week later, it's like, where I even put that paper?
Yeah, where was it? Where was it again?
We got to break that. It's not for tradition.
Yeah.
We're in business, and one of the things that I think about is like when Amazon first started, they were in a garage.
Yeah.
You read the story?
I know the story. Yeah.
So what they do today, like you're sitting in your house and you're ordering. I'm sure you order from Amazon. I do.
Oh yeah.
And who would have thought that it would do this? But it takes years and consistency and business acumen and believing in yourself.
Oh, and that's the other thing. Well, Amazon was all about books at first.
Yeah.
But believing in yourself. Don't imposter syndrome. Don't believe what's in your own head sometimes. If you don't think you're great at it, that's okay. Keep beating away at it because you're gonna get it.
Correct.
And keep learning. Like you say, research.
Yeah.
Keep researching.
I told you my husband got me last night. We were talking.
Yeah.
One of the things we were talking about is like when you lose your confidence. Like if you're good
Yeah.
at something and you keep getting knocked down, you keep getting beat down, it may kind of chip at your confidence, but
Yeah.
you're still good at that thing. So like still show up and
Mhm.
be the best at that thing.
Yeah.
You understand what I
Yeah.
mean? It's your gifting.
Yeah.
And life just happens.
Yeah.
Because you get knocked down doesn't mean you're not good at it. You just
Mhm.
have to keep trying.
Yeah, I took on this 3D project, and you know, God bless this guy who has all the patience in the world with me, because he gives me these things, and I'm like, yeah, I'll try to do it. You know,
Right.
I'm never like, yeah, man, I got you.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, I'll try to do it. And since October, I've been trying to engineer this 3D thing. And turn it into something, and nothing that I've done since October has worked. And
Keep
I
at it.
finally, I think I have engineered the thing to make this thing work, right?
Yay.
And so now I'm almost at the end of this project. It's been-
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Resilience and stickability.
Yeah, and I really wanted to quit and give him his money back, you know, but
I'm proud of you.
thank you.
Uh-huh.
You know, but you like you said, you have to. And I suffer imposter syndrome. You know, I'm not an engineer.
Right.
I have good ideas sometimes,
Right.
and I watch a lot of videos. Right. So, but yeah. And
Good,
yeah,
good.
It's great.
I'm proud of
I
you that
enjoy.
you
I
didn't
enjoy
give up.
creating, and I think that's the
Yes.
drive.
Yes.
I just enjoy creating
Yeah.
things.
Mhm.
Yeah. I get it from my mommy. I can't paint. She's an artist. I put things together.
Okay, well, that's creativity. Yes, yes.
Yeah. Let's take this call, see what they have to say before we end the show. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Blend Business.
Morning, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Oh yeah, yes. You know, I appreciate the turn that your conversation is taking. You know, I think it needs to take a deeper turn. In terms of we've got to think about our children's children.
Yeah.
In terms of what we're going to pass on to them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's not much happening in this culture right now that we can actually pass on to them that is going to sustain them after we leave here. And the issue of sustainability, I think, it has to be addressed in terms of we've got to use our resources. This thing about importing 80% of what we use, it can't continue.
Yeah.
Our each time the budget, is tabled, there's this thing about recurring expenses, right?
Mm-hmm.
And too much of the money we borrow is to pay for salaries
Mm-hmm.
and not to produce anything in this country.
Yeah.
We've got to be producers in this country if we don't want our children and grandchildren to be cursing us after we leave this place.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Have a Merry Christmas.
All right.
He's absolutely right. Over the weekend I had this conversation with a friend of mine, his dad from Trinidad, and he was we were talking about chocolate, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I used to work in the chocolate industry because Hershey's. I'm pretty sure it's Hershey's has a factory in Trinidad."
Oh wow.
And he was like, "Yeah, some of the products we manufacture in Trinidad taste even better than what we have here in the U.S."
Wow.
And I just shaking my head and say, "Oh yeah, okay." I said, I don't know nothing about that
Right.
because we don't make nothing
Yeah.
in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Everything. And I every time I travel to these places, Trinidad, Jamaica, I'm always in awe of the products that come out of those countries that taste so good, and everybody's just like, "Oh, you eat this, you eat that," and I'm like, never heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I have friends with these people, never heard of it. This brand, what is this brand? But the food is good. Like, the chips are good, chocolate's good, whatever it is good, and we just here.
Yep.
Just like spending mad money on things because we don't make anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yep.
It's crazy, but it is expensive to start something like that.
Yeah, it is.
Now.
Mm-hmm. Have you tried farming?
I have.
It's not easy.
I got two plants that are still alive. One baby avocado tree that I'm trying to keep alive, and then I should be ashamed to say this. A Cuban oregano.
Okay.
Cuban oregano plant that just grows like weed, but I'm still taking credit for it being alive. And a desert rose, which I brought back to life.
The desert rose, they're so resilient. But farming is so hard.
It's hard.
It's a lot of work. Like kudos to all the farmers out there, right? Because there's a lot of work as well. Being self-sustained is a lot of work, and hopefully within the years to come, our country can begin to look at ways that we can, feed ourselves.
Yeah. The egg production I think is gonna
that should
get to where we want it to be.
That should be great. Wasn't there like a chicken program where you
Yeah,
could go get?
yeah.
I wanted to go get the chicks, but I didn't want to have to take care of them.
But
I wanted them. So I like that was an initiative that happened this year.
Yeah.
If you had a chicken coop, like you could get 2 or 3 chickens or something like that. You could, and now it would be eggs. So So hopefully within the next few years we can shift focus, and tourism is doing great. So let it start running. Let the machine start, just running it and focus on another industry where we can self-sustain.
But we have to cut the red tape, man. That is killing people. I know people who are trying to start things, and you can't even get a break at customs to bring things in, and that is the biggest expense. Biggest expense is the VAT on the customs on the customs on the VAT.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
A joke, but when you see the price that it's going to take to get things in for your small business, and you say, look, can I get this exemption? And they're like, and they always say, oh, you get the same thing that the foreign direct investors get. No, we don't, and we don't get it easily.
Right.
And you hold their hands. They have a concierge service. We don't. We got to go through the processes ourselves
and figure it out.
Yeah,
you're right. Yeah.
And sometimes we deny it.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
And we need to make it easier for behemoths to do the things that you say you want to have happen.
Correct.
But we're being blocked left, right, and center.
Yep.
That, ladies and gentlemen, sorry you couldn't take that last call, but that is our show. DeQuesta Dean, thank you so much.
I was happy to be here with you today.
It's been a
Jeff.
pleasure being with you.
Yes.
And it'll be even more pleasure to see Dwight's face tomorrow and hear his voice.
Welcome back, Dwight.
Never thought I'd say that. No, I'm just kidding. So I'll be back tomorrow again, co-hosting. And bless you all. Be good to each other. Do something nice for someone today.
Have a great day, Bahamas.
Have a great day, Bahamas. On the Clock with Aaron Green up next.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.